from earlier tonight. Welterweight debuts by Robbie Lawler and Aaron Riley. Impressive debuts, to say the least. Lawler out of the Militich camp. Aaron Riley fighting for Matt Hume and Maurice Smith up in Seattle. Robbie Lawler and Aaron Riley.
All right, here we go. Welterweight matchup. Robbie Lawler, Aaron Riley, our referee, Larry Landless, and we are set.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's roll.
Here we go. A debut for two young fighters.
Wow, you're going to look for some explosiveness.
Lawler loves to throw. He definitely enjoys throwing uppercuts, hooks, knees, arms, whatever it takes. He is a big-time possessor of some bombs, and he throws those bombs with passion.
Watch the top. Let's go to the top.
Oh, there's a good right combination, and a knee that lands. Oh, teeing off early on Aaron Riley.
And that's what we talked about. There is no one, unlike Aaron Riley, who could take those shots.
Knees up.
Aaron Riley involved in some legendary matchups, as you well know, Jeff, in hook and shoot, where he was the recipient and also the deliverer of many big shots.
Two of the greatest wars I've seen, and ironically, two of those guys on the card tonight, as the two tie it up once again on the feet.
One thing I'm seeing right now is that Lawler's wrestling is definitely dominating the fight as far as he's able to stay on his feet, and it's definitely taken a little bit out of Riley's game on wanting to get it to the floor.
Pretty simple that Riley wants to take him down and work submissions. Lawler wants to do exactly what he's done so far. That knee was not there, and so he backed off as Riley was able to defend. Continuing to try to throw bombs, though, is Robbie Lawler.
Watch the head movement of these two guys. Riley moving out of the way of several heavy blows, that knee. And Lawler does the same. Incredible defense, not only offense, from both.
Looks like Lawler's settling in right now at the moment. Getting a little used to being in there.
Lawler tries with the left. And there's a good knee from Aaron Riley. So Riley with his first point scored here in round one.
One of the factors I think will be in this fight is that Lawler has not been past the first round. He's completely dominated and knocked out all of his opponents, and it will be a test if he goes past this first round here tonight.
Definitely that being the case, but also you got to realize Militich is the person that's cornering him, and their whole team is well renowned for having good conditioning and understanding what it takes to be inside that ring.
Where does the mental frustration, though, start to come in for Lawler, especially here in the first round? If he connects with what he thinks are a couple of big bombs and Riley goes unfazed, does he begin to get frustrated?
He might be frustrated. You got to be honest, you hit a guy with your best Sunday punch and he's just looking back at you smiling. It could be a little unnerving. But he has to realize he's scoring points. He's winning on as far as the judges are looking at it. So far, I'm taking him as winning this round. And that should calm him down once his corner lets him know just to keep on doing the same thing he's doing.
Jeff, it seems Riley has adjusted to Robbie Lawler's assault of uppercuts and crosses and the mixture of punches that he possesses.
2 minutes left.
There's,
2 left.
they're both southpaws, so it's interesting you don't see this too much in the UFC. Oh, nice left by Riley.
Oh, a combination! And down goes Riley! Lawler trying to finish it here quickly. Riley was phased and knocked to the mat, and now he's trying to recover.
Watch for leg locks from Riley. Watch from the big pounding assault from Lawler and the half guard of Riley.
Spectacular combination by Lawler.
Definitely, and a lot of intensity to follow it up and going for the kill.
Wants it right back up.
Probably the first time Riley's ever been knocked down in mixed martial arts.
That's definitely a confidence booster for Robbie going into the later rounds.
4-0 in mixed martial arts is Robbie Lawler, and he connects again. Good straight punch ahead.
Aaron has traditionally been a slow starter. He really pours it on later in the fight.
1 minute left.
1 minute left in this first round. If he gets past this first round, it may start breaking the will of Lawler.
Well, we talked about it. Robbie Lawler has pretty much had his way and delivered more than one successful punch in the straight right. And there's a left that connects with Riley. Robbie Lawler impressive here, controlling round number one.
One thing that's impressed me is Riley's chin. He's taken quite a few blows that I could attest to here at the corner side, and he's still in there swinging with there's nothing wrong with the kid.
Now, most guys would get up slow. Riley, when Lawler backed out, just hopped right up.
Goes for the takedown now. And that we did not expect to see, because Lawler, we thought, would try to keep it on his feet as much as possible.
Watch Riley with a foot in the hip. He'll push off, try to swing around for armbar.
Now there he's right back up. Final seconds of round number 1, and an impressive round 1 for Robbie Lawler.
Okay, listen.
Aaron Riley, as you mentioned, a great chin. He has been hit. In fact, his training partner is a dentist.
You're back here, so you know where to strike. You go forward. Okay? And low kick his ass. You have to one low kick. Use that block.
You got to go in with the 1-2. You're leaving your head back too much, and then he's catching with hook. You got to go in and then.
Take a look at what transpired. A right, left, and another right. And look at that knee. And Riley just looks back at him. Setting up the. There's a 1-2 combo. Riley looked as if he was in severe trouble.
Bam.
And that is the first time Riley has ever been knocked down in mixed martial arts. Robbie Lawler is living up to that heavy-hitting reputation.
Aaron Riley from judo and kung fu as a youth to kickboxing and boxing, then wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Truly the young guns taking the center of the octagon here and there debuts in the welterweight category.
I think one thing we're seeing really come into play right now is Robbie Lawler's reach, him coming in at 5'11", and Aaron Riley only coming in at 5'7". Reach really seems to be being a factor here in their exchanges.
Militich fighters work a lot with their striking skills. They bring in professional boxers into the training facility in Davenport, Iowa quite often.
Watch kids, watch kids.
Militich loves to strike with the guys he trains nowadays, and Robbie Lawler loves to throw him himself, and he has so far in this matchup. What does Riley want to try to do differently, Jeff?
He's probably going to start working the leg kicks and hopefully shoot a takedown, take Lawler out of his game, and work from the top.
Lawler misses that time with the right. Riley seems unfazed by the punishment that has been delivered upon him.
I've seen Riley take a knee to the chin in the first 20 seconds of the fight and come back to finish strong. And that's got to be frustrating for Lawler, but he's still delivering heavy shots.
Read down. Hold the head down, Rob.
I really only see in this fight going to the ground at this point if Lawler initiates it. It doesn't seem like Riley's going to be able to get an attack to take him off his feet. The wrestling background is just playing into a strong role in this game.
We've talked about that often. To be a wrestler is a great benefit to any fighter, to have that wrestling background, if not purely for offense, but for the defense, as Lawler goes for the high kicks, and Riley connects. So Aaron Riley, after the missed kicks by Robbie Lawler, scores more points.
Nice knee to the stomach. Riley will draw.
Oh, big one! Riley with the huge knee on Lawler, and now he's trying to finish it off. Riley feels it. Lawler delivers back. Toe-to-toe, and another knee to the midsection.
Definitely see Lawler's medal here.
Lawler starting to breathe. He backed up against that fence. Takedown by Robbie Lawler.
Now, Aaron Riley, just as we had talked about the potential of wrestling and it going to the mat, showed us he is comfortable on his feet. And now he wants back up, but Lawler takes one to him right in front of our broadcast position. Another knee by Aaron Riley.
Amazing, going to take some life out of Lawler here.
Nice forearm shot. Riley will utilize that knee to the stomach and wear his opponents and take away that gas, take it completely out.
Jeff, Riley likes to work in these close quarters, doesn't he?
Sometimes he doesn't have a choice against a guy like Lawler, and there was that high knee to the head. This is where that experience factor could come into play. This is the longest Lawler has ever been in a fight.
Trying to just hurt the back of the leg of Robbie Lawler. Just to knock down Lawler's gas tank a little bit more.
They work on a lot of knees.
And they break. 1:43 remains in round number 2. Oh! Riley again with the knee. And they close the corners. Riley really liking the knee usage here. An uppercut.
He's getting wild. Lawler's got to keep those hands up. He's starting to drop his head a little more, but he still has a lot of power.
Yeah, his punches are starting to turn the corner a little bit more. They're not as straight as he was firing in the first round.
And those were the ones, Frank, in the first round that connected right onto the face of Aaron Riley with those straight punches.
Technically perfect. He shot his backhand right down the pipe. Any boxer would have been proud of that move.
Lawler's hands are way down.
1 minute!
He's dropping his hands. I don't think Riley is going to go high with a kick, but you never know. Takedown by Robbie Lawler.
Good pace to this matchup. Toe-to-toe action.
Not a good pace right now if you're Robbie Lawler. I think it's starting to get to him.
I agree.
He is throwing bombs and keeping those hands down. And this is where Riley will pour it on. He only has 30 seconds left in this second round of 3.
Keep those knees up.
There's another forearm that connects. Riley on Lawler. 20 seconds left in round 2.
Another forearm.
This is what we talked about potentially with Lawler. You train for the 15-minute fight, but if you've never been pushed inside the real deal to 10 or 15 minutes, it is a different world.
Totally different world. Training and fighting, as much as you try to simulate it, there's no way to simulate what it's like to step inside the octagon.
Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down.
Hey,
Don't apologize. Yes, sir.
You want in?
Oh, yeah. Hey, you got to work your jab to control the pace of the fight. You understand? Keep your left up. Pump your jab when you're tired. Catch your breath. You understand? Hey, you understand that?
Put that on, put that on his neck.
Use your speed, not your power.
Vaseline, Vaseline, Vaseline. Give me it, give me it, give me it. Get that. Here. Hey, yes, yes. Hey,
use your speed, Robbie.
quit putting your head down so
Frank
much.
Aaron
Let me
Riley
knee ya.
used
You
the
understand me?
knees. He used his forearm to perfection in round 2.
Definitely. It looked like he's picking his shots. There he sees Robbie coming with his head down. He's able to fire the knees straight in.
Let's go, let's go.
Bam.
Let's go.
And in the forearm in this sequence.
Nice Muay Thai move. Robbie was a little relaxed laying up against him, created space with his hand and drove in a very clipping elbow. Very meant to, it could easily cut a person open.
Very close matchup through 2 rounds.
Last round, last round.
Lawler kind of stumbled and fell into the fence there towards the end of the round once he heard the bell. This is the final round.
Lawler re-energized for now, but for how long? As Riley has withstood the punishment of the first round and delivered his own in the second.
I have to be honest with you, I don't know if I came out kicking or already fatigued.
Great point. That time he scored a point, though, with the left.
Single leg. And almost a takedown, but not quite. Out comes someone's mouthpiece. Looks like Lawler's. Riley's going to go for that slam.
He's got it. Didn't come down on him, but did bring him down there right back up.
Interesting. Oh, climbing up the back on the cage.
What can he do from here, Frank?
He's going to go for the lion kill. He's definitely going to go for the neck, hopefully staying on the back with his hooks. Kind of an awkward little Matt Serra position here.
There's Riley's mouthpiece that came out. Lawler has got to possibly move off that fence.
Riley bloodied up a bit. The shot he took on the left hand of Robbie Lawler. He's trying to set up a submission. Aaron Riley trying to end it.
Sorry, Mike. Lawler being bloody has been, or Riley being bloody has been an accepted thing in probably the last 10 fights he's had.
One thing about the choke that Riley is trying to use, if the hand cannot get behind the neck, Riley won't have the pressure to be able to choke him out. The hand across the throat right now is not what's putting Lawler in immediate danger. But if Riley hooks up the hand and puts it behind his neck, his left hand, would be enough pressure to get the choke, the tap, or even the pass.
3 minutes, 10 seconds remains in the third and final round. And Lawler able to fight through the submission attempt. And now he's working combinations on Aaron Riley.
Riley's up. Talk about Rocky.
Oh, there's a big knee. Lawler working on Riley again. Riley, truly a warrior.
Let go of the fence!
Robbie definitely proving his mettle here. He was fatigued in that second round, I got to tell you. I don't know if he was going to make it for the third. Here he is slugging full intensity.
Let it go.
Lawler that time with Riley down, tried to take the action to him, and it worked very successfully.
I'm probably more nervous than Riley right now. I'm proud that he's here, and I'm proud of this fight.
This is a great debut for both Aaron Riley and Robbie Lawler, as the timeout
You put it in his mouth.
is signaled by the referee, Larry Landless. Mouthpiece readjusted and reinserted.
A little bit of wind help out Robbie, get him a little fresh.
No water. Right here, right now. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's roll.
Here we go.
Robbie, work the jab. Work the jab.
Lawler probably ahead on points now, and that helps. We know he was able to earn round 1. Riley easily could have been given round 2. And Lawler controlling the pace for the most part here in round 3, other than the submission attempt.
This has lived up to what everyone around here said it would be, a stand-up war. And now going to the ground. Riley tried to slip around for armbar. I don't know if Lawler wants to stay on the ground or stand.
Lawler, oh, big left! Faked it and connected. Oh my! Trying to load up again, and this time he kicks.
Look at Lawler's hands way down.
Is that confidence, or is that fatigue?
I'm thinking it's a little bit of confidence. That was a pretty tricky move he pulled there. Pulled off to the left, act like he was fatigued, fired back a straight left. That's a very experienced fighter's move there, coming from a very young kid.
Robbie Lawler again tries to come up top with the left.
Oh, he's got to go for that takedown. And gets it.
Don't put the face. Don't put the face. Break it mentally. Break it. Right there, stay.
Look at him, he just kicked him off with both feet.
Go back down your leg.
And back standing up. Not sure how much time is left.
Deep breath, Rob. Take a deep breath.
Gotta be dissipating.
Deep breath, Rob.
Our third and final round.
Coming up, bigger head. Don't lean over like that.
Another knee to the stomach.
Hey,
High knee. Lawler's head was not down far enough to have a big impact.
Hey, let's go. There we go.
Lawler comes back to the middle of the ring again. Look for another combination. Riley shoots in quickly, and the uppercut is blocked. Lawler with a right, and just missed with that left.
Snap the jab.
Tried the straight right.
Looks like Lawler's getting a little frustrated, but Riley's got to pour it on here. Not much time left.
Here we go. Final 10 seconds of round 3. A knee and an uppercut. One from Riley, one from Lawler. How good was that? Tremendous debut by these two young welterweights. And they are on their feet here in Bossier City.
I am so impressed with Robert Lawler. The striking abilities that he's shown here are top-notch. Any division right now at the UFC.
I agree too, Frank. I think that was a little show of confidence when he threw those hands down. Almost a Muhammad Ali type move. Come on and get me. And then he throws the big left-right combination.
Definitely looked slick, looked relaxed. I mean, obviously he's fatigued, but still be able to be in his mind. That's what that showed me. He was still thinking. He didn't get the fatigue, did not take his thoughts away from him. He was still thinking on his feet, even though his body was very relaxed. Put together awesome combination. Was still lethal all the way until they called the last bell.
Now you know what cardio's about, don't you? Hey, where's his mouthpiece?
Take a look back. Just moments ago. There's Riley with the back, unable to get that choke. Lawler slips around. and escapes a near submission and throws down a big combination of lefts and rights. There's a big left, followed by a knee that almost connects.
That's going to make the top 10 list.
Robbie Lawler kept it coming, and kept it coming frequently, as advertised. The judges have rendered a decision. Let's check in with Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I read the scorecards, let's have a big hand for these UFC welterweight warriors. After 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' cards for a decision. Judge Marcos Rosales scores it 29-27, Lawler. Judge Nelson Hamilton scores it 29-28, Lawler. And Judge Jeff Mullins scores it 29-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Robbie Lawler.
Powerful, explosive, great striking ability all lead to a unanimous decision in favor of the Middleweight fighter, 20-year-old Robbie Lawler.
So Robbie Lawler is pushed to the distance and does come away with the victory in his UFC debut. You talk about throwing bombs with passion, he did so. And give great credit to Aaron Riley, a heart of a champion. And we hope to see him again somewhere down the line here in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Also earlier tonight, middleweights squaring off. Ivan Salaverry, 31 years old, experienced in mixed martial arts, but making his UFC debut representing Team Synergy and Matt Hume and Maurice Smith, against Andrei Semenov, who is remembered well for his knockout of Ricardo Almeida. Middleweight matchup, Semenov and Salaverry.
You ready? You ready? All right, throw down.
Somewhat similar styles as they show the respect early.
Salaverry weighed in at 185. He says, I'll be coming in at 205. Nice leg kick.
Semenov trying to answer quickly. You can just see from the shoulders, Frank, Salaverry has an extremely large frame, and he's looking quickly to tie one on here.
Salaverry is one hell of a grappler. I have seen him in many dangerous instances, and he always ends up in something like this. Has the back with the hooks in.
Definitely going to be able to see Semenov's slick abilities to escape submissions here. He's definitely in a bad position with Salaverry being on his back with the hooks sunk in deep.
Salaverry also landed a couple of lefts there, some hard ones.
Not looking good.
No, Salaverry still is locked on top of Andrei Semenov. Salaverry, born in Toronto, fighting out of Seattle.
Semenov tried to grab that left foot of Salaverry, tried to force that hook out.
That is actually kind of a little bit of a throwback from wrestling. When you're getting choked, you want both hands protecting your neck. You don't want a hand begging out the submission.
Oh, he's got his back and he's delivering rights to the backside.
Those are some hard shots.
Semenov. Mason White, will he stop it? Can Semenov intelligently defend himself? The answer is yes.
Impressive.
Oh my goodness. Wow, what a reversal by Semenov.
Wow, unbelievable. Look at that.
Right into a triangle attempt.
That was so close to being stopped. Now the arm, though.
Looks like he was looking for omoplata.
Salaverry perfectly comfortable on his back. Unbelievable exchange here. This is what the UFC is all about. Well-rounded fighters.
Now they're called sportsmen in Russia. And Semenov out of the Red Devil Sports Club has trained as a fighter for years. Salaverry staying very busy.
Look out for the armbar.
Now it's Semenov.
Salaverry being very smart about controlling the legs and not letting it to be able to sink deep on the elbow.
Does he have it here, though, Frank?
Well, he answered before I could.
Yeah, you know.
This has a beautiful match already. Great transition, submissions, escapes. Salaverry will do a cartwheel guard pass if given the opportunity. And Semenoff is looking a little bit fatigued. One leg through.
We've had 30 minutes of action in 3 minutes of time. This one was almost over quickly. Salaverry having the back of Andrei Semenoff. And then he scored points. And now the pace momentarily, not surprisingly, has slowed a bit.
Salaverry is going to try to work his left leg through.
Gotta keep working for submission. I'm going to have to stand you up. Keep working.
You hear Mason White urging the fighter to work towards submission or they'll be stood up. Half guard now.
Salaverry do a nice forearm. He's using his forearms to force the arms open of Semenoff. There is a full bounce.
Here we go. Salaverry on the back again of Andrei Semenoff. Back Semenoff kind of turned and gave it to him.
I think he's got the choke. No, he does not. Semenoff.
Semenoff doing a very good job of fighting off the hands. Again, both hands to control.
Mason White all on top of the action here. Semenoff mounts it again. Salaverry trying to tee off, and Semenoff not.
Armbar tip, armbar tip. And he's going to get out. His elbow is through.
Semenoff is an escape master. This kid needs to be called Houdini.
Salaverry with a nice leg kick gives us a smile.
He has been magical here in round one, Andrei Semenoff. Salaverry has had all the momentum though.
Boom, that is a nice inside leg kick. And Semenoff has slowed down, leaving his punches out after he throws.
5 seconds left in round one.
Accidental headbutt.
Wow. Many at home right now wondering how Andrei Semenoff survived that first 5 minutes.
Determination with a little bit of technique. A lot of those positions would have finished at about 99% of anybody else in the world. For him to get out was a true testament to just a tough kid who just won't quit. I mean, a lot of people just would have gave up, and he fought his way out of it. Impressive.
Take his back and keep him there. Deep breath, relax. Deep breath and relax. Listen. Look at him, 10 straight. He's tired, Ivan. He's tired. All he's gonna do is throw bombs. I want you to dance around. I want you to...
Here we have Ivan Salaverry on his back, hooks in, working the punches to loosen up. Probably gonna go back for a choke. Nope. Looks like he wants the referee to come in and stop it. He's constantly putting in pressure with the punches to the side of the head. Another angle. Here, Semenoff working to get onto his feet again, got to his knees. Very impressive. Fireman's carry, nice and high.
Round two. Round one controlled by Ivan Salaverry.
Talk about trading blows, trading submissions, trading escapes.
See the smile on Semenoff's face after Salaverry got him on the inside of the left.
I really think Ivan needs to be picking his hands up. Semenoff has "I want to hit you in the jaw" written all over his face.
Waiting his turn, isn't he?
He is being very patient. He's stalking.
He's been hit a few times already. Those are all connecting in the same spot on the inside of the left leg of Andrei Semenoff. Oh, big, long right hand.
And Semenoff continues to smile.
Oh, there's that right that you thought he might try to throw, Frank.
Definitely. I'm also impressed with the weight advantage that Ivan has, and Semenoff is definitely not showing any problems with it. I mean, giving up a few positions, and even with the weight advantage against him, he's able to use it, and escape.
He knocked out Ricardo Almeida, did Semenoff in his UFC debut. A couple minutes into round two, which is almost where we are in this matchup. Oh my! There's the shot that Semenoff was waiting for.
Definitely. He was setting it up the whole beginning of
Falling
this
into
round.
a triangle. And that one is deep.
That is a deep, tight triangle. I cannot see him getting out of this.
Armbar. Oh, that's nasty.
Waiting for the tap. How does Semenoff get out of this? He might.
You start praying at this point.
Oh, my.
Not looking good for Semenoff.
Still got the triangle attempted, Frank.
The triangle's still deep. I think Ivan needs to start working on the back of the head. Get the left arm across. Pull down on the head to finish it. The legs alone are not going to. He seems like he's really keen on wanting to switch over to the arm bar.
He's going to back out of that.
I can't believe it.
You call him Houdini. You were right.
And if he had three-quarter tank of gas, he's down to about half right now.
Absolutely. You saw him try to catch a little bit of oxygen there. Salaverry has to sense it.
Working on that inside of the leg of Semenoff. Nice left jab.
Now I have to tell you, coming from a submission stylist, being able to put someone in one of my better submissions and deep and have my opponent get out is not a boost for my confidence.
It is for Andrei Semenoff, though, it appears right now, because he's really trying to step into some punches now. Oh, that left got him. Going toe-to-toe here, boys.
Semenoff really looking fatigued at this point. But never, ever count the Russian fighters out. More heart than usual.
Trained by the Russian Special Forces officer, Victor Kozak, developed on par with the soldiers trained to protect their countries. These Russian fighters, Andrei Semenoff, as I mentioned, out of the Red Devil Sports Club, second time inside the octagon.
I think at this point we're starting to see the submission attempts catching up to Semenoff. He got out, he didn't tap, but he definitely draw a little bit of his heart out of him. He looks a little fatigued to me right now.
I think he just wants to get to the third, get that 60 seconds of a rest, and see what he can do. Salaverry slowed though too, trying to finish the attempts.
Putting a submission on somebody and having them get out takes a little bit out of you too. Oh! Blow your gas trying to tap someone.
Big knee by Salaverry.
I heard that one hit the forehead of Semenoff. Look at Salaverry. They're talking to each other.
I really believe Ivan felt that was an illegal knee, that his knees were down. You see that he didn't attack right off the bat and even apologized for landing the strike. Triangle from the top, coming from the cross side.
I believe that too. He may have been saying sorry or something like that. That's common in our sport.
Gentleman's down to the end.
Will he finish this one? Now time is going to be a factor with 20 seconds left in the round.
That it is, but as you can see, he's using the triangle to control Semenoff's head and his other arm, using his two free hands to attack Semenoff's right arm and go for the Kimura or even a straight arm lock.
I think he's going to make it to round 3, Andrei Semenoff.
Does not surprise me.
Unbelievable as it may be, Salaverry with a tremendous opportunity on more than one occasion to finish it. He even kind of gave a thumbs up to Andrei Semenoff at the end of the round, saying, I can't believe you're still going, kid.
You must know. Yeah. He has to go now this time.
Take a look back. Man, Semenoff connecting there. Salaverry falls to his back. Ivan tries to throw some upward bicycle kicks, as some like to call. There's another look at it from the top. Salaverry rocked. And there he falls right into that triangle. And you'll see Salaverry pop it down.
And a knee.
He had 1 point down.
Semenoff was waving him down, saying, come on.
That was an illegal knee, just as Frank pointed out.
And Salaverry was very much the gentleman in pointing that out. Oh my, great respect shown by both fighters. Salaverry giving Semenoff a wink. They touch gloves and round 3 is underway. And there's that inside of the leg being damaged again. The high kick that time, and Semenoff with a smile. All those low kicks to the leg, he tried to set that up there.
Definitely. Right now, on Simonov's shifts, I still see him trying to land the right hand on him. I think he feels he has the opening, and he's waiting and he's stalking with his right hand down on Ivan.
That right connected by Ivan Salaverry.
You think as much as the two are smiling at each other, they're having a good time.
I think they are having a good time. Similar styles, somewhat as we mentioned. We thought this could be a fantastic matchup, and it has been.
Nice takedown, clean by Salaverry. Look at him, watch his hip movement. Shoots the leg through.
Nice jiu-jitsu pass, very impressive, slick, textbook. Inside knee across the leg, opened the guard, walked right through it. Very impressive groundwork coming from Ivan.
He's got that left arm trapped. Oh, nice forearm, raining down.
Side mount position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They keep coming. The rights. Semenov has survived so much in this matchup. He's got the hand there to block it though, Frank.
He is doing that. That's why I think that Ivan needs to use the elbows just as he's doing. Go for the cut, get him to bleed. Get to go ahead and score points with the judges and go ahead and maybe incapacitate your opponent.
Headlock attempt coming right up.
We'll see if this attempt can do it.
And I believe Semenov is cut.
Yeah, there's more rights. Every time Salaverry gets the chance, he tries to deliver the rights, but Semenov is intelligently defending himself.
That he is. He's doing just enough to stay safe and keep alive under there. But Salaverry's doing the perfect thing. He's using punches, elbows, weaken your opponent, go back for the arm. I wouldn't be surprised to see another American a lock attempt here.
And look at Salaverry tying up both arms as shot after shot is landed on the swelling forehead of Semenov. Oh, that one, those are hard.
Big one, and there it is, it's all over. Mason White has stopped the fight. Ivan Salaverry defeats Andre Semenov.
Semenov didn't come through with this victory, but I got to tell you, I'm extremely impressed with him. He's gotten out of things, in my experience in jiu-jitsu so far, that I've never seen anybody get out of. Extremely impressive, even in defeat.
Now, he certainly has earned the respect of Ivan Salaverry. He was winking at him at the beginning of the round. They were smiling throughout. Toe-to-toe matchup in which both, I think, enjoyed themselves right up until about the end.
Whether you like, playing video games, going fishing, that's what this is to these guys. They're having some fun out there.
The punches got it done in the end for Ivan Salaverry.
Here you can see it using the triangle over the left arm to hold up. He's using his head and his left arm to control the other arm, leaving the face exposed. Not hard punches, but clipping and very draining, and they're scoring points and taking a lot of heart out of the opponent on the bottom.
And to the end of the fight.
And again, just picking away with the hands, looking for to place elbows. Basically, Semenov cannot defend himself, not because he doesn't want to, just the superior ground skills of Ivan have tied him up. And the referee making a good call.
Yep, good stoppage by Mason White as Salaverry literally reigns victorious. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 2 minutes 27 seconds of the third round, this bout was stopped by the referee for the winner, Ivan Salaverry.
Salaverry extremely impressive, winning his UFC debut. Yeah, and all a pretty good night for Team Synergy. Certainly Ivan Salaverry reigns victorious in his Octagon debut. Referee stoppage. Ivan Salaverry defeating Andre Semenov. Credit to Semenov. My goodness, he had every opportunity to tap. He didn't do so. Showed great courage and a great competitive spirit. All right, one more to show you before we say goodnight. Welterweight matchup earlier this evening. Benji Radek against Steve Berger. Berger, the 28-year-old out of St. Louis. Radek fighting with Dennis Holman in his corner.
He is making his octagon debut.
You ready? You ready? Throw down.
All right, we're underway.
Who will take to the action first, Jack?
Hard to tell. Berger likes to come in and stalk his opponent. He'll try to come in. He waits for you to make a mistake, and he'll capitalize. Oh!
Big right, down quickly. Oh my! Mason White thinking about stopping this, and now the submission attempt.
Berger going for knee bar. He's absorbing some shots.
Wow!
It's over. Right,
Looks like Mason White has stopped it.
It is over quickly. It is all over. Oh my! That quickly. The debut is successful.
Wow, he caught him with one big shot. Knocked Berger to the ground. Berger went for submission. Radek threw about 8 or 10 punches down, and White said that's enough.
Wow. So White is saying it's over. Watch it from overhead. Benji Radek in the black shorts.
Here we go again. Watch this. Boom. Big right hand on the dot. Berger tries to regain control, grabbing at the legs. He is defending there. He does take a couple of shots. Mason White in. And there you see Berger going for the knee bar. And this is where he just starts throwing shots, shot after shot. And that is where it was stopped. Another look at that big right.
But as you see, as he falls down, here he is hurt, but he's still working. He's going for the shot. Here he's a little lost. But then boom, here he goes, leg lock attempt. Now he's working the leg lock attempt in full capacity, in my opinion. You know, from what I'm seeing, he's striving. He is taking shots, nothing that's going to hurt him. Going for the submission.
Radek's holding on to the fence too there, so you know, that's something that could be pointed out in Berger's defense.
All right, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has stopped this bout at 27 seconds of the very first round. For the winner, Benji the Razor Radek.
So a stoppage in under 30 seconds by the referee Mason White, as he felt that Radek was truly in control. Here's Ryan Bennett. All right, guys. So Ryan Bennett talked about it, and Steve Berger will talk about it still. Disappointment, but Benji Radek reigns victorious. All right, let's go to our UFC Tap Out of the Night, brought to you by Tap Out Clothing Wear at inyourface.com. Jeff Osborne, it has to go to the middleweight champion, Murilo Bustamante.
The tap out, the takedown, the knockout, everything. Give this guy some credit. He's done it all. There he goes. Right down, traps the right arm. Lindland can't do nothing but get choked and tap. Amazing.
So Murilo Bustamante earns our UFC Tap Out of the Night. He retains his championship. The submission given to our good friend, the middleweight champion, Murilo Bustamante. Speaking of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, speaking of champions, don't forget Legends of the Octagon. Premieres on Sunday, June 16th, and there is no other choice than to premiere this new show with one of the most decorated champions in the history of this fine sport, Royce Gracie, our guest on Legends of the Octagon. Ultimate Royce Gracie premiering Father's Day, Sunday, June 16th on many of these same pay-per-view outlets. And then don't forget, we go to the UK, Brawl at the Hall, Hughes against Newton one more time for the welterweight title. London, England, Saturday, July 13th. Catch us live from London, England, as the Octagon goes overseas to the UK, the Brawl at the Hall. For all the reactions from tonight's matchups and all the forecasts and previews of those forthcoming, log on at www.ufc.tv. Well, a nice night indeed, and next time, Frank Mir will see you at the Brawl at the Hall. We won't see you standing here so relaxed, will we?
No, definitely in the ring that night, challenging Ian Freeman in his own home country. Should be a good fight. Working hard for it. Still trying to prove that I have the right to also contend for the heavyweight championship of the world.
It'll be different than fighting in Vegas in front of your family and friends.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit different. I don't think I'm going to be as well loved over there as I am in my own hometown.
Well, you are indeed. How about this evening? How much did you enjoy the card?
Oh, immense. I can't even start to name the fighters that impressed me tonight, and just the most impressive of all was Murilo Bustamante coming out. The way he did showed us everything he could do. He came out as a striker, a wrestler, a submission artist. The guy couldn't have done anything more, in my opinion. Won by submission. I was impressed.
Hey, nicely done in your commentating debut.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Frank Mir and Jeff Osborne, your final thoughts on what will go down as another successful evening inside the world-famous Octagon.
I've said it 2 or 3 times tonight. Unbelievable. I mean, Murilo has left us all speechless. Don't know what to comment on. There's so many things that we could say about Murilo, but he is the real deal at 185. But look out. Phil Baroni's in there, and Ivan Salaverry with a solid performance. That's going to be a stacked weight division.
Well, the one thing we saw this evening was the opportunity for those to begin to make a name for themselves in the Super Bowl of Mixed Martial Arts. That, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and they did. Some enhanced their names, like Phil Baroni. Some made their name, as Jeff talked about, like Alvin Salaverry, and some kept their name on the championship belt. Murilo Bustamante able to do that very thing. A very special night. We're glad you were with us from Bossier City, Louisiana. A night in which we began with the lightweights. Carl Uno in the octagon this evening against Steve Edwards. Now, Edwards has said that Uno is one of his heroes, one of the men he looks up to. Still, Edwards wanted to use those devastating knees and the reach advantage against the well-decorated Japanese champion. Energy indeed was given out by these two fighters. Uno showing a great display of his wide variety of skills, and in the end, he reigned victorious over Eve Edwards. Jeff talked about it a moment ago. Amar Suloev, Phil Baroni. Baroni speaks it, Baroni shows it. And those big rights into the night of Amar Suloev as Baroni moves up the UFC ladder. Back to the lightweights. Paul Creighton. Could you get a tougher debut than this man? BJ Penn, the prodigy, coming off his championship fight loss. No loss tonight for BJ Penn. He is back, and back with a vengeance. And then the heavyweights. We welcome back Tsuyoshi Kosaka, the man known as TK. He took on the man we know is living the Vita Rico, Rico Rodriguez, with a wide array of striking ability. Ground and pound when the submission wouldn't work, and Rico is 4-0. And then the main event, Matt the Law Lindland, a third opportunity to become a world champion against our present world champion. Murilo Bustamante thought he had Lindland early, but in the end it was this guillotine choke that brings the belt right back home to Brazil, around the waist of that man, Murilo Bustamante. We congratulate our winners, we compliment our losers, and we look forward to seeing you on Father's Day, joined by Hoist Gracie, and then the Brawl at the Hall. For everyone here at the UFC, Mike Goldberg. So long, everybody. We welcome you to the CenturyTel Center as tonight the Octagon descends upon Bossier City, Louisiana for the world's greatest mixed martial arts event.
This is the Ultimate Fighting Championship. High Impact. The gates of the Octagon are open as we welcome you to the Deep South, Bossier City, Louisiana. Great card tonight. UFC High Impact. Start with the lightweights. Two of the best of the world. Carl Uno, KO'd by BJ Penn last time, takes on Yves Edwards. Watch for Edwards and the devastating knees. And then the Russian Renegade, Amar Sulaev against Phil Baroni. And trust me when I tell you, Baroni will be looking for a knockout tonight. His first appearance back in the Octagon since his title fight loss to Jens Pulver. How will BJ Penn react when he takes on Renzo Gracie-trained newcomer Paul Creighton? And then the heavyweights, Rico Rodriguez, whose stand-up has improved drastically against the man known as TK, Tsuyoshi Kosaka, back in the UFC, first time since '99, and our featured matchup tonight for the middleweight title. Undefeated mixed martial artist, Olympic silver medalist, Matt Lindland against the champion, Brazilian superstar, Murilo Bustamante. Our ways to win. Here inside the Ultimate Fighting Championship, rules of the Octagon. 3 judges score the bout. Bout duration, 3 5-minute rounds, or for the championship fights, 5 5-minute rounds. The round winner gets 10 points. Opponent 9 or less. Based on effective striking, grappling, aggressiveness, and Octagon control. Now fight fans, settle in for a great night of fights featuring the world's best mixed martial artists.
This fight is in the lightweight division, consisting of 3 5-minute rounds. Now entering the Octagon is a Thai boxing and jiu-jitsu expert with a mixed martial arts record of 8-4-1. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 154 pounds. Fighting out of the Woodlands, Texas. Please welcome Yves Edwards.
Yves Edwards set for his second appearance inside the Octagon. His first one didn't go the way he wanted, a split decision loss. But now he's back. He says he's improved. Look out for the knees. He has great submission defense. And tonight, a noticeable and very large reach advantage.
Devastating knees, great reach. He says, I have the power. Let's meet his opponent.
Now entering the Octagon is a Wajutsu expert and a wrestling expert with a mixed martial arts record of 11-4-2. Standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Kanagawa, Japan. Please welcome Carlo Uno.
And we have Carl Uno coming back off a devastating loss to BJ Penn that I really feel did not show his true skills. He has good submission skills, good striking skills, and has fought the best in the division. His opponents are anywhere from Jens Pulver to Dean Thomas and even the legendary Rumina Sato.
That the voice of heavyweight fighter Frank Mir. Mir and Jeff Osborne with me, Mike Goldberg. Tonight we welcome you inside the CenturyTel Center as Uno gets prepared to fight inside the Octagon for the 4th time in his career. Tail of the tape, lightweight matchup, Carl Uno, Yves Edwards. 27 years old is Uno, 25 is Edwards. We talked about the reach advantage. Uno just 5'7", Edwards is 5'10". There is hero worship.
Any questions?
Edwards considers Uno one of his heroes. They will match up here tonight. Our referee for this matchup, giving some final instructions to Carl Uno, is Big Larry Landless. Lightweights to start us out tonight.
Are you ready?
The gates have been locked.
Are you ready? Let's roll.
And the Ultimate Fighting Championship, number 37, is officially underway.
Look at Uno. Different type of strategy.
Oh my. Sure is. Mind games as much as anything, huh?
And Uno is a masterful player of mind games.
Look at him.
Curious to see what he's trying to do here. I don't frustrate his opponent. May do make a few judges angry on the other side of that, though. Could cost him.
That's called, I guess, giving your back standing up.
That redefines giving your back, I suppose. It's almost as if he's setting up for some type of back kick, but I have a feeling that's not what he's doing because he's showing it so much. Edwards just trying to be patient here. Uno trying to get him mentally frustrated early. Trying to make him do something stupid.
Look at that. Uno has a lightning fast shot, but Edwards notorious for sprawling. Minnie said he couldn't get that sprawl off on Uno.
Now Uno, known for that great single leg takedown, went for it there. Edwards, with the long limbs, was able to kick the feet out quickly.
He's got the forearm through. I doubt he has the choke.
Looks more or less like Uno's trying to work what we call a Peterson in wrestling. He's going to go ahead and control the right tricep. And if he's doing what I think he's going to try to do, his right hand will come across and knee tap Eve Edwards' right leg to knock him over.
Now, many believe this fight would go at about 110 miles an hour for the entire 15 minutes. Edwards wants the stand-up game. Uno wants the grounds game. You'll be able to score tonight's fights online at www.ufc.tv.
Another factor coming in play in this fight. This is the first time Edwards has fought at 155 as they go back to the feet. And there's a nice knee. Edwards, one to the body.
First fight at 155 inside the octagon for Edwards. He made his debut in the welterweight division when he was defeated by Matt Serra, losing a split decision.
Just a body lock.
Uno's last matchup lasted only seconds. The devastating knockout, courtesy of BJ Penn.
Uno does have the body lock locked. He's looking for a leg trip. Definitely trying to get this fight to the ground.
Now, undoubtedly, Uno's best showing was the one at the Meadowlands just about a year ago when he defeated Fabiano Iha.
Edwards, if given the right opponent, look at those knees to the inside of Eve Edwards. Oh! It hits the ground in a place where Uno probably will be uncomfortable. Edwards is moving him towards the fence. And we've said it many times, the octagon can be used as a weapon.
Close guard now. Uno has his opponent Edwards.
Uno working the half guard. Doesn't look like he wants to try to get the full guard back. Staying safe though, playing it smart. He has double underhooks, controlling the arms of his opponent, trying to avoid any big elbows coming from on top.
1 minute, 30 seconds.
Now Uno likes the chokes and other submissions. Japanese fighter with the great quickness and athleticism.
Edwards trying to be cautious, throwing a nice snapping right down. Oh, he almost got the leg through and past the guard. Look at Uno.
Underneath the back door, he's going for his back.
And there's a position you don't see often, and a nice reversal.
Very nice sweep.
So now let's see how Uno works from the top. First of 3 scheduled rounds, 5 minutes each. Side mount position now for Carl Uno.
Carl Uno past the guard, and you can see he's not actually in the half guard. He's using that position there, bringing his left leg underneath and over Eves to go ahead and actually establish a mount. He's going to use that as a controlling position to go ahead and make sure that Eves cannot reestablish the guard and pull him back.
Uno trying to stay busy here, as Edwards in danger of beating a knee, but he protected the right attempted shot by Uno there. 15 seconds remains in the round, and Edwards, remember, is known to have devastating knees. Combinations by Edwards, trying to leave an impression in the judges' minds here at the end of round number 1.
Definitely trying to steal the round there with that flurry. Neither fighter's really done a lot this round, and that might just have won it in the favor of Eves.
Still on the other side. Good position. I couldn't stop. Set. Deep breath. Deep breath. Take some water. Give me his mouthpiece.
Okay, man, you can get this guy, okay, to be smart on the ground like you've been doing.
His back.
This time to unload. All right? And don't crowd your punches. Stay on the end, stay on the end, stay on your on the end of your shots, and he's in deep shit, okay?
Here we're going to see the Carl Uno sweep. You can see his right arm dug underneath. He's throwing Edwards over the top, going for his back. The sweep actually looks like it was a secondary position. You can see he didn't get the back. Edwards blocked with the wizard. Uno brought him over the top for the sweep.
And check it out here. This is where Edwards is known. Those vicious combinations. He'll throw 4, 5, 6 in a row until he connects. Great hip movement, both keeping the hips away from their opponent.
Now he trains with Lewis Wood, 6th ranked WBA featherweight. So he's got some strong boxing ability, does Edwards. Let's see if he can utilize it to his advantage here as we get set to begin round 2.
Are you ready? Let's roll.
Will Uno come out unorthodoxly? Yes, that side showing, if you will, again.
I wonder if Edwards, if he threw a big left kick and knock his feet out, completely out from underneath him. I think Uno's just trying to bait him. Nice sprawl by Edwards.
And Uno's not showing much of his body, which can be hit when he's got just the side showing towards Eve Edwards, because Edwards definitely wants to go toe-to-toe here, Frank.
Definitely wants to do that. I think that's Uno's plan up there. Don't give him a figure he's seen every day in training. Turn to the side. Give him something awkward. Give him something to think about besides landing punches on my face.
And because of that, as it was in round 1, in round 2, it goes quickly to the ground again.
Right where Uno would like to be. Eves is also an accomplished grappler. He's definitely learning how to do so, but his strengths are definitely standing up. Uno realizes this and he's going to take him down to the ground.
Now Edwards is set on oftentimes. Carl Uno's one of my 6 favorite fighters in the world, one of my heroes. And some had wondered if he'd be able to get over that almost hero worship of being inside the octagon against Carl Uno and be able to play his game to the highest level.
Let's go, Carl. Let's go. Pick it up.
Edwards did at the end of round 1 when he threw combinations.
This could be a problem for Edwards. Uno is past the guard, going for a kimura or an armbar. We'll see what he hits. Definitely in a controlling position. Edwards definitely trying to block his left arm from underneath. Here we go, the kimura.
Oh,
does he have it?
Bad.
Does he have it?
No, he's tucked inside.
Edwards was able to spin with it, Jeff.
Edwards is still in trouble. Uno has blocked his ability to come all the way over the top by trapping the arms. If Uno could pull the arm out, he may be able to finish it.
Trying to extend the body to place more pressure, utilizing the leverage. Carl Uno of his own body. Edwards got the arm out, and now he got his head up. Fought through the submission attempts.
Oh, look out.
Trying to take Uno's back, and he does.
Uno, to his credit, this guy never ceases to amaze me. Can take it to you, look like he's in big trouble, and spin it back around in his favor.
I really feel that was a mistake by Eves. He had an opportunity to stand up and back away from Uno's strength. Submission's on the ground. Got a little overconfident there, decided to sink the hooks, and being the less of the ground player of the two is now on his back.
Uno with a couple of right forearm shots. The longer this goes, I would favor Carl Uno. But if it is stood up more and more, it goes to Eve Edwards.
And that's what Larry Landless is saying. slamming his hand on the mat, our referee, to say, hey guys, we got to keep it busy on the ground or I'm going to stand it up.
If I was Edwards at this point, I would make sure it doesn't stay too busy. Hold on, tie the hands up, stand me up. Let me throw my punches. Let me drive in my knees.
There's a right, and they're up anyway. Showing just the side view again.
There we go with the left look, as you were saying, Joe.
If he can work that, if Uno points the posterior again, he could be completely off balance, not squared up properly with his opponent.
Uno tried to come with the left there. Oh, an uppercut, and there's the knee. That connected, single leg by Carl Uno, and he has it again. Tremendous single leg.
Quick and tight, very impressive single leg.
Give Eve Edwards 1 second with those vicious uppercuts. You start fending off the uppercuts and then come the knees. Uno's playing a great game, keeping away once he feels like he's in trouble.
Definitely trying to avoid the strings of Eve Edwards by going to the ground as fast as he can. But as you can see, he didn't blindly dive into Eve Edwards either. He waited for the right opportunity. The strikes were coming and sunk underneath to take him down.
Under a minute remains in round number 2. Lightweight matchup, Eve Edwards in the dark shorts, Carl Uno in the white shorts.
Stop, let's go on our feet.
Back on the feet, the fight will come. Ladler steps in.
This could be an opportunity for Edwards to win back this round.
He's showing more of his body now, guys. A more orthodox look, if you will. Keeps circling the ring. There's a good kick. Edwards shakes it off, picks up the leg to avoid taking the extreme brunt of the punishment.
We're definitely going to see now Eve Edwards comes out a little frustrated. He hasn't worked what he wanted to do. Uno is definitely... Oh, we got Carlos Newton.
Oh, it was close. Edwards came in. He had the head of Carl Uno, but the time had expired.
Nice way to end the round on behalf of Edwards, though.
Both times, and you know this is an experienced fighter, Frank, both times Edwards makes a statement at the end of the round.
Very smart. You've seen that with Muhammad Ali later in his years of his career. He told people, I won the first 30 seconds of the round, won the second 30 seconds of the round. Here we see Uno pulling it out for the Kimura. Very tight. It looks like he almost had it there. Edwards, being a warrior, definitely getting up and covering his hand. By covering his hand with his left hip, he stopped the hand from being able to progress forward, and it means keeping him from being submitted.
And here's the end of the round with just about 4 seconds left. Edwards, there you see him pushing the hips forward. Breaks at the buzzer and ends it that way.
A book out of Newton's strategy there, huh?
You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's roll.
Here we go, third and final round. Close fight right now. Edwards with the statements, both times late. Majority of the fight, though, has been taking place down on the mat.
Deep leg kick by Edwards.
Edwards again. Just a little tap to try to throw Uno off a bit. Uno with a straight right. Edwards just missed. Uno ducked underneath the kick again.
Oh, back with the hooks in.
Again, I feel this might be a mistake, though, for Edwards. He was throwing strikes, had Uno scared. Why not back out and continue to do your strong point? Why jump in and sink the hooks on a man you know is better at the submission game? Even if not, you're the better striker. Why give the guy a window of opportunity to stay in this game? The only opportunity Uno has is on the ground.
So just because he ducks under, Frank and Jeff, they're looking for it again.
Armbar coming up, folks. Looked like Uno sucked the elbow through. He's not going to get the leverage to get the armbar. He's keeping him compressed down.
No, at this point, it's not twisted just right. Edwards is not going to be able to finish it at this point. Edwards might be looking for a sweep. No, pull back to the full guard.
So back to the point that you had made before that submission attempt, Frank.
Just because Uno goes down to slide underneath the punch doesn't mean you have to jump on top of him. Just stand on your feet, wait for him to come back up.
Definitely. You're the superior striker. Why do I want to wrestle with you? By no means could Edwards, if Uno were to stand with Edwards, that's Edwards' advantage. Not on the ground. Let's go. Find his advantage. So jumping in and sinking the hooks was just, in my opinion, was not a good move. I would have backed out and waved my opponent up.
Restart this, let's go.
Case out as Uno hitting on Eve Edwards. He tried to pick it up, actually. He's also attempting to control the hands of Carl Uno.
This is a very, very explosive weight division. I enjoy watching the 155s, where boxing has the heavyweights, pro wrestling, although entertainment has the heavyweights. These guys lay it on the line.
Uno definitely looking for the far arm again. The same move he hit earlier in round one. Taking the back. There's the hooks. It's not a good position for Edwards to be in.
This is where many said Uno could finish Edwards, as if he got his back and laid the choke in.
Edwards trying to avoid that particular fate. His corner saying, throw him down.
Once again, a very unique situation you rarely, if ever, see.
Unless it's a fight involving Carl Uno.
Yeah.
Uno's rear naked choke is very effective. He took out and dispatched Ruben Asado, submission genius with the rear naked choke.
And look at Edwards.
Stayed patient there and worked his way through it. Under 2 minutes remains in this fight. This fight truly defines chess match.
This is the ultimate game of physical chess. Now Edwards almost getting the back of Uno, a seesaw battle.
Look for Uno to pull his right out arm and across to pull back the guard.
Uno in the closed guard now open. Habib Edwards. Under 90 seconds now on the clock.
I'd like to point out that Uno has knocked people out from the guard. He was in Fabio Anaiha's guard, landing a victory in there through a knockout.
A lot of people say Uno does not possess knockout power. We saw that with Iha. Can he do it to Edwards? Edwards, another one of those guys with a heavy, heavy steel chin, as people like to call it. As Uno
1 minute left. Let's go.
maintaining his dominant position and side control. Going for that arm again, the left arm of Eve Edwards.
Let's see if he's a little more patient about pulling it off and making sure that Edwards doesn't reverse.
Uno really trying to go for it here. 40 seconds remain.
And that's exactly what Edwards has to do. He has to force his far shoulder back to the mat to escape that move.
And he does. Now they're on their feet. Timeout. They'll replace the mouthpiece.
Watch this.
It gets washed and they go. And Edwards needs to explode.
Right here. Right there.
Uno knows that, though.
Yo!
This is Eve Edwards' big opportunity with under a minute remaining. About 30 seconds now. Combinations! Uno goes down. Force him to get up again, Frank, right?
That's what I say, but at this point it wasn't really his choice. It was a good shot, timed at the right opportunity to take him down. Edwards didn't have much of a choice there in that situation to go to the ground.
10 seconds!
Final 10 seconds of the round.
Definitely where Uno wants to finish it. No chances to be taken if he keeps it on the ground. Don't let Edwards stand up.
Good matchup, goes the distance. And we will render a judge's decision in our first fight of the night.
Eve Edwards with that trademark smiley face on his trunks. Edwards, a definite great spokesman for the sport. Two of the nicest guys you will ever encounter are up there in this ring right now, and I'd hate to be a judge on this.
It's a close one. Edwards leaving those Muhammad Ali-like impressions at the end of round 1 and round 2. Will it be enough, though, to defeat Carl Uno?
I really feel, though, that the game that was played these last 3 rounds was that of Uno. He controlled the pace. The fight stayed where he wanted it to stay. And the only time Edwards was effective was in tiny glimpses. Other than that, it looked like Uno really controlled the match from the opening bell until the closing in.
The judges have rendered their decision, and we will see who comes away with a victory. Let's go upstairs. Veteran voice of the Octagon. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge Marcos Rosales scores it 29-28 Uno. Judge Cecil People scores it 30-29 Uno. And Judge Jeff Mullen scores it 29-28, winner by unanimous decision, Carol Uno.
Unanimous decision goes the way of Carl Uno. And so Uno victorious in his matchup against Yves Edwards. And as Frank pointed out, the fight truly took place in the world that Uno, on most occasions, is able to dominate. And he did indeed the ground game there. Jeffy got the fight to where he wanted it to be.
Yes, he did, a close one. But Uno pulling it out, getting the dominance, more dominant positions, great submission attempts. And he goes home with a victory in his pocket tonight.
So Carl Uno defeats Yves Edwards. So a nice start inside the CenturyTel Center. Nice to be back in the Deep South here with the Octagon gates open and the Ultimate Fighting Championship taking place for our fans around the world. Hi again, everybody. Mike Goldberg, glad to be with you here for UFC High Impact. Remember, it was UFC 35 when Murilo Bustamante truly arrived. It was that night that the 7-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu national champion showed the depth of his talents because he scored a knockout against Dave Mene. Mene was the champion until that night. Now the belt belongs to Murilo Bustamante, and tonight Bustamante will attempt to defend his title for the first time. As always, one of my partners, Jeff Osborne. And Jeff, you look at Murilo Bustamante, it was not a shock that he defeated Mene, but it was an extreme surprise in the fashion in which he did.
Yeah, no one ever expected Murilo to stand up and strike with a guy like Mene. No one ever expected it against Chuck Liddell, but he did so. And he captured that with a knockout. For a guy who says he's 100% Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I think there's a percentage he is not telling us about. And tonight, he has a tough task. We have an old rivalry of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu versus American wrestling.
Well, Bustamante excelled as a boxer during his youth and has shown those boxing skills inside the Octagon. As I mentioned on the top of the show, it's a pleasure to welcome in heavyweight fighter Frank Mir to our broadcast team tonight. And Frank, you look at Matt Lindland, of course, he's the Olympic silver medalist. He is undefeated in mixed martial arts. What impresses you most about Matt Lindland?
You know, Matt Lindland has the will to win, the same characteristic of that of Randy Couture, his teammate. He comes in to fight. I mean, he's undefeated. Another thing that I really feel is going to give a hard time to Bustamante is the ability of his wrestling, the clinch. I feel that Lindland was definitely going to control the clinch and control whether he wants the fight to be on top or if he wants the fight to be on the ground.
Well, there's certainly motivation for that man. Matt Lindland, twice in his life he has finished second at the World Championships and, of course, at the Olympic Games in Sydney, Australia in 2000. Both times in wrestling, losing by a single point. So tonight is the opportunity that Lindland once again. Will the third time be a charm? Will he be a world champion for the first time? Or will Murilo Bustamante have the opportunity to defend his title? Good start to the night and more action coming your way here from Louisiana.
This fight is in the middleweight division, consisting of 3 5-minute rounds. Now entering the octagon is a kickboxing expert with a mixed martial arts record of 36-5-0. Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 184 pounds. Fighting out of St. Petersburg, Russia. Please welcome
And this is one that everyone has been talking about since yesterday, when that man, Amar, has had some exchanges of words inside this octagon during some warm-ups. A heavy hitter, good ground skills, and as he displayed against Chuck Liddell, a great chin. He has dropped down to where he belongs in the 185-pound division.
Amar Suloev, tons of experience, as this will be his 42nd mixed martial arts fight. The Russian set to take on the man known as the New York Badass.
Now entering the octagon is a boxing and wrestling expert. He holds a mixed martial arts record of 4-1-0. Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 184 pounds. Fighting out of Long Island, New York. Please welcome the New York Badass, Bill Baroni.
We have Phil Baroni, an All-American wrestler who likes to throw leather. He will throw bombs. I personally trained with Phil, and I can tell you one thing about him. He's going to bring intensity to this match. There is nothing but 100% straight-ahead intensity involved in his training and his mindset. See some exciting things happen in this match.
When asked to describe himself in 3 words, as a person, he said honest, compassionate, hardworking. As a fighter, tough, tenacious, and all heart. Phil Baroni, Amar Suloev. Tail of the tape looks like this. Just 1 year separates the two fighters. Everything else is absolutely even. Baroni now fighting with the Las Vegas Combat Club, as Frank talked about. It has been reported he is training like he has never trained before.
I can definitely attest to that ability. This guy, to give him a day off, we have to lock the gym door and make sure we don't show up.
Baroni set to go. Our referee, Big John McCarthy.
Right, here we go, here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on, come on.
Baroni definitely wants to make a statement here tonight.
He made a lot of statements yesterday as the two camps kind of exchanged words. More Baroni, got Gilbert Ivel involved, some of the others. Baroni, lightning fast, lefts and rights.
He has the potential to make a statement vocally pretty much all his waking hours. Not afraid to voice his opinion, not afraid to be heard. He wants to be heard in different ways though, and he wants to be considered one of the top fighters in the world. He's taking on a very intelligent and experienced fighter here in Amar Suloev.
Definitely that. Suloev is nobody to be overlooked. Extremely canny, very savvy fighter. Lots of experience.
Baroni trying to step in. Suloev steps back.
Baroni smiling at him. A lot of taunting by Phil Baroni. And we said earlier today, Suloev definitely has an advantage in the kick department.
Suloev has knockout power. He still feels his hands are his most dangerous weapons. The feet and the legs, as you talked about. He's got that kickboxing experience. This one may stay right where it is for the majority of the time, in which it's scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
Baroni has been throwing leg kicks. That's twice in this fight. He landed the first. Look at Suloev coming in with a 1-2.
And the high kick, he slipped, and it was blocked by Phil Baroni. Suloev, flying knee. And Baroni clinches on, and there's a right that connects. A high kick again. Suloev pushing the pace down. And Baroni grabs on. Another knee, and that's a foul. McCarthy steps in. Baroni trying to push through. Timeout called.
Illegal move stunned Baroni. You can see that. He was still trying to engage the fight.
Cannot knee on the ground. He needs to their head.
Cannot knee a downed opponent.
He cannot knee to the ground.
That was blatant.
He was to the ground. Suck it up. It's time. Get your butt back to your corner. We have 1 foul. One foul on Julian. Knee to the head on the ground. One foul.
So the foul has been assessed.
Get over here. You all right to go? Are you okay to go? Talk to me right now. You want another minute?
Another minute. Don't stop the fight.
You want another time? You need time to continue. Here we go.
Phil Baroni took a little moment. He said, no, I'm good. That knee caught him. That knee stunned him.
I can't believe Baroni came back from that knee. Look at the exchanges here.
And down goes Baroni.
A beautiful throw by Amar, going for the armbar. Baroni gets up.
And now Baroni raining down rights.
Nice guard pass. A testament to good jiu-jitsu training. Look at him avoid that armbar.
Training with your coach, Ricardo Perez in Vegas now.
A little biased on my side.
Explosive.
The one thing I can't say about Baroni, that proved the guy has a chin. He took a knee straight to the face.
He told me yesterday, as soon as I get past tomorrow, I want a rematch with Lindland. I will show you the real Phil Baroni this time. I'm for real, I've been training, and I am ready.
He says he's in 10 times better shape than he was in the Lindland fight.
And look at the right.
He's showing the rights now. Raining it down.
He is out.
McCarthy stopped the fight. Phil Baroni is victorious. Big John McCarthy stops the fight. And Baroni has knocked out Amar Suloev. He is animated, to say the least.
And Amar took right after right after right after right, and his hands dropped. A great stoppage. And Baroni did exactly what he said he was going to do.
That's a lot of heart. A lot of people in the same situation, hit with an illegal move that would have knocked out just about anybody in the world, and asked, do you want to continue the fight? Very well the possibility that it's a no contest at this point. Given him a way to back out, chose to continue on. Didn't even take his minute rest, and he was allowed it to recover. He said, no, I'm back in there.
You know, it's interesting because there was uncertainty in his voice there, Frank. We could see it, we could hear it. There was uncertainty in his eyes. And now the man whose eyes are just halfway open are the eyes of Amar Suloev. Baroni really fought through, and he reigns victorious.
And Suloev's eye cut badly, so a lot of swelling. Looked like he got cut on the cauliflower ear as well. Take a look back at what transpired. Here is that knee, 3 points down on the ground. That was blatant, and Baroni takes the knee and drives forward.
And he was trying to drive through John McCarthy there, and then the end of the fight.
Here we go, Baroni on top. Very powerful human being. Here he is in the half guard, establishing the position, raining down the heavy hands that he has. Look at the power. The foot is up, driving in. Hammering, hammering.
Great stoppage by McCarthy.
Yeah, he's the best in the business.
The hands dropped and it was all over.
Man, oh man. Baroni fought through adversity. Could have taken more time to regain his composure. Instead, he dominates the fight and defeats Amar Suloev. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has stopped this bout due to a knockout at 2 minutes, 55 seconds of the very first round. For the winner, the New York Badass, Phil Baroni.
What do you think about that, Frank?
Very impressed. I told you, intensity. If anything, Baroni proved right there was intensity. Intensity. He got on top. There was no hesitation, no feeling my opponent out. I'm going to rip your head off. And that's the attitude Baroni brings in every breath that he draws.
Well, hopefully he won't rip Ryan Bennett's head off. Ryan, careful what you ask him.
Well, yeah, you got that right. I got to watch my words talking with Phil Baroni. Phil, first off, great fight. You took some big shots. You took that knee, and it looked like you were out for a second, but you came back. You came right back.
I wasn't hurt, bro. It was illegal knee. I just went to look at the ref. I was fine. I took no big shots. No big shots. He took the big shots tonight. Big shot.
Phil, you talked a lot. Was there bad blood going to this thing? Because you talked a lot before this fight.
Yeah, there was a lot of bad blood. I had something to prove out here. And I said, I'm the best 185-pounder in the world. Line him up, I'm gonna knock him down.
Phil Baroni shows those big rights. He wins tonight. Big win. Congratulations, Phil. Mike, back to you.
I want to dedicate this fight to all the people that stuck by me when the chips were down and didn't leave my side and helped me get through this. I had a real trying time, and I worked real hard for this. I just want to thank everybody. Ricardo, Don, Frank, One Kick, my father, my family, my girl. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Phil.
All right, Phil Baroni showing some honesty and compassion there. Showed some dangerous power here.
Baroni talks the talk. He didn't walk this time. He ran through Amar in impressive fashion.
That he did. I can attest to his power. I roll with this guy. I'm a heavyweight. He's a middleweight. And it doesn't make a difference. It's a battle in the gym. The guy is a powerful, explosive, and quick human being.
This fight is in the lightweight division, consisting of 3 5-minute rounds. Now entering the octagon is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu expert with a mixed martial arts record of 5-0-0. Standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 154 pounds. Fighting out of Manhattan, New York, please welcome Paul Creighton.
And we have Paul Creighton as a wrestling background. In fact, he was the Junior Olympic national champion in wrestling. He will be able to do very good jiu-jitsu tonight. He is a student under Renzo Gracie, which he will be using tonight in his match.
Saw Paul Creighton in the locker room prior to this, his UFC debut. I said, could they give you a tougher start? And it's like, you know, the olden days, going to Lambeau Field in mid-December to play Lombardi's Packers. And he kind of smiled. He was loose. He said, I'm ready, I'm excited, and I will welcome this opportunity to fight this man.
Now entering the octagon is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu expert with a mixed martial arts record of 4-1-0. Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Wainaku, Hilo, Hawaii. Please welcome the Prodigy, BJ Penn.
And tell me he doesn't look ready. Coming off of a decision loss, he looks like a renewed BJ Penn, a jiu-jitsu world champion, explosive striker as we've seen. And he is known for his intensity, but Renzo Gracie does not put his stamp of approval on just anyone. Creighton is a formidable opponent. Can the Prodigy take him down? That remains to be seen.
BJ Penn and Paul Creighton. Creighton out of the Gracie camp. Penn, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the most decorated Jiu-Jitsu athlete in America. Creighton is actually 31 years old and 3 inches shorter than BJ Penn. One of the few men in the world to be a fighter and 3 inches shorter than BJ Penn. The question will be the mindset of BJ Penn. Our referee is Larry Landless.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's roll.
Ask BJ, how was it initially after the loss? Toughest time of my life. But he had a look in his eye that told me he has passed it, mentally and physically.
Creighton is known for his big slams, big takedowns. Oh, look at Penn. Nice underhook, but Creighton driving him into the fence.
Creighton started training with the Renzo Gracie team back in '96. Good wrestling background, as Frank talked about. BJ Penn, of course, other than his matchup against Jens Palmer, has always made quick work of his opponents. In fact, BJ stayed in Hawaii to train for this fight, not returning to the state of California to train with Frank Shamrock. So a trying time in BJ Penn's life, but they always say failure is the greatest time of learning, or the time in which you quit.
4 minutes left. 4 minutes
Penn wants to reestablish himself as a dominant force here in the lightweight division.
Look at Creighton. He's quick to grab the legs, quick to take his opponent down.
In this situation, it might not be the best thought to want to be inside BJ Penn's guard. But then again, a lot of people don't want to stand up with BJ Penn.
Creighton persistent on getting that single leg. A small cut on the forehead.
Yep. Purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Renzo Gracie.
And now we'll see the guard work of Paul Creighton.
I'm really going to see that I feel that BJ's going to pass the guard fairly quickly here.
Well, Creighton feels he's the strongest in his game, not the strongest of the two per se, but he said the strongest part of his game is on the ground. Penn has shown the knockout power, but of course he's so decorated as a jiu-jitsu practitioner that we know he's comfortable there too. It looks like he wants to bring it back up here though, or at least find a dominant position down low, Frank.
Definitely. Pimentel, I thought maybe he was going to back up and go into his striking, but he decided to go ahead and work his jiu-jitsu. He stayed in close and now attempting to go ahead and pass the guard.
Okay, use it. Let's go. Use it.
You know, one thing I've been asked, what is the greatest example of being the best fighter? To me, the best fighter is a guy who can take a loss and come back stronger than ever. And Penn could be that fighter tonight.
Now, we talked about Josh Barnett proving more in his loss to Pedro Rizzo early in his career than maybe some of his other early victories. And Barnett, of course, recently defeating Randy Couture. So the same could be learned tonight about BJ Penn.
Good right high knee by Penn, connecting again to the head. That's great.
Let go fast, BJ. Turn your hand around.
We had talked a lot before the title fight opportunity that, BJ's opportunity against Palmer was like when Tito Ortiz first took on Frank Shamrock. Was it too quick? Was it too early? Because Tito had rolled through opponents as had BJ. Didn't quite understand the whole game. Well, now he's been defeated. And I'm going to guess he understands it more than he ever did before.
Definitely. That loss that Tito Ortiz experienced actually was probably the worst nightmare for most of Tito Ortiz's opponents. After that fight, Tito was a different man. I mean, he was a talented athlete before that, and after that, he's a monster. He's rolling through people now better than he ever did before.
Tito, of course, coming off the knee injury. He is in attendance tonight. The recovery process going well, he told me, so I know fight fans anxious to see Tito Ortiz back in the octagon.
We spoke of the explosiveness. Look at that, single leg.
Single leg, but Penn delivering some rights during that takedown attempt.
He has not been able to get a clean. Oh,
there it is finally. 1 minute! But he ate something on the way down.
Half guard position. Man, this weight division, you have Dean Thomas, who's also healing an injury. Matt Serra, BJ Penn, Creighton. We just saw Uno.
Rumors of Ruben Asado possibly even joining the mix.
Title is vacant, present day. Everyone a contender, trying to move up to the top of that ladder. And Penn wanting to utilize the knees. He looks over to his corner with under 30 seconds remaining.
Penn looking very much in control. But look at his face. We didn't think he was in a fight right now.
Yeah.
Very composed.
Last time it was a question if he could go 5 rounds, and he did so. And now he approaches the end of the first. Up against the fence with Creighton.
Let it go.
Throwing some blows. Yeah, and this one is scheduled for only 3 5-minute rounds. And Penn said after going the distance the last time, he said to one of the UFC vice presidents, our matchmaker Joe Silva, many times, hey, 5 rounds wasn't so bad. 5 rounds wasn't so bad. So mentally, he learned a bit about himself that night as we listened into his corner.
Hey, very nice, okay? Very nice work. Okay, you bring the stand up a little bit. You remember, you can kick, BJ. When he sits outside, just outside of punching range, you kick, okay? Okay? Good. Beautiful fight. Don't wait.
Actually, it might have been the fence that opened the cut on the forehead of Paul Creighton. See if we can see it get dragged here. Yeah, there it is. Ouch.
Lucky score for BJ Penn. To his advantage. The cut made it look like he actually did a blow.
Good, okay?
Great work by our camera crew, our production crew here. Octagon gates open, beautiful sight throughout Bossier City, Louisiana. UFC High Impact. Such great fans of this sport of mixed martial arts here in the southern part of the U.S. And always gracious hosts.
Are you ready? Let's roll.
Round 2.
We talked about what does Creighton have to lose with this fight.
Right.
He has everything to gain, nothing to lose. Taking this fight on short notice. And Penn launching the knees in again.
Absolutely right about Paul having nothing to lose. Sometimes early in your career, just going the distance with the champ is a great accomplishment in itself,
Yeah,
especially a champion of the caliber of Penn.
I think you may know something about that. Your first time in the octagon.
Exactly.
You had said to us this morning you were more nervous for your second fight than you were your first.
Very rightfully so. My very first fight was against a black belt jiu-jitsu world champion. I was by no means considered a favorite in that fight. Coming out and submitting him so quickly. My second fight, actually, the reason I was more nervous was I wanted to prove to everybody it wasn't a fluke. Anybody can get lucky once, twice, a little more convincing than I looked good a third time.
You'll have that chance coming up at the Royal Albert Hall. But the crowd will be against you that night. You take on Ian Freeman from Sunderland, England. Frank Mir, nice enough to join us in the broadcast booth tonight. Jeff Osborne, Mike Goldberg, Ryan Bennett, glad to be with you. And it's BJ Penn, looks to up his record to 4-1 in the UFC.
During the break, Penn's corner said, "You can kick, BJ, you can kick." He went high there. Almost backfired on him, but Penn has been dominant thus far.
Well, we've gone to the second round again for BJ Penn. After finishing Joey Gilbert in just under 5 minutes. Dean Thomas in 2 minutes and 42 seconds, and Taro Uno in 11 seconds. And now Penn connects with the right. Penn just seems to be composed, almost as if he's letting the fight come to him, as opposed to always continuously forcing the action.
He has a lot of confidence in the ability that he knows now if he goes and gets taken down, he's really not out of his element. On his back, he's just as dangerous standing up. So here he might be showing a little bit lack of a wrestling technique, but he's landing blows and really getting in a lot of shots there, cutting up the face of Paul.
Let's go.
And a stand-up called. Some swelling under the left eye of Creighton.
Creighton was extremely relaxed inside his locker room before the fight. In fact, he was looking at tonight's UFC official program, trying to see how well his picture turned out. But he took a knee there and he goes down. Of course, he wants this fight downstairs, and Penn won't adhere to it. At least it doesn't seem right now. Couple of kicks to the legs, those are okay.
If you're watching the sport for the first time and yelling at your TV screen to get up, there's a safe way to get up, and there's a wrong way to get up. He's got to create distance and pop back up to his feet, or he could land, Penn could hit him with a kick or a big shot.
Penn got the mount.
Yes, he does. And now he's going to try to tee off.
Bad place.
Yep. Creighton's purely defensive here. Penn left, right. And it stopped. It's over. BJ Penn gets the referee stoppage, and he has defeated Paul Creighton. He waited patiently, took his opportunity to get full mount, and finished off Paul Creighton.
BJ telling him, you are great. Great mutual respect. Two great jiu-jitsu players. And a wrestling background as well for both, but it played into the hands of BJ Penn.
Impressive guard pass. Went straight from passing one knee. Go ahead and go for a full mount. Very dangerous place to be underneath BJ Penn.
He's extremely patient and composed, and he took advantage here.
Here we have BJ passing the knee. He was already halfway through the guard, got the mount, realizes his opponent, he has a height advantage, holds a tight mount, just rains down punches, going for damage. A lot of people might feel that maybe Paul should have extended his hand to block a punch, but in doing so, they've opened himself up for a submission. Not a lot you can do from down there.
Now, the fight had gone to a point where Creighton could not intelligently defend himself, and he loses for the first time, Paul Creighton, in his mixed martial arts career. Let's check in with Bruce Buffer, the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has stopped this contest at 3 minutes, 22 seconds of the second round. For the winner, the Prodigy, BJ Penn.
The best fighter in the world.
He's back.
I love this game.
I love this game.
Came back off that loss.
It's tough, man.
Probably played a mental game with himself, questioning himself, but now he's back.
I love this
And
game,
who is
baby.
his next opponent?
Good fight, man.
Now BJ Penn answered
best
many
fighter in the
questions
world.
about his ability to
Wasn't
fight
the
through
real me last
adversity.
time.
He's upstairs with Ryan Bennett.
BJ Penn is back, folks. BJ, just take us through that fight. You were very patient and got a big W. It's got to feel good to get back on the winning side, my man.
I'm a different fighter now, you know. I know how to fight for a long time. I'm an experienced fighter. I'm the best fighter in the world. James Pulver, I want to do it in Vegas. In the contract negotiations, I put a part of my purse or my whole purse. I want it on, James Pulver. That's all.
BJ, what was the biggest thing that you learned from that fight? What was the biggest thing that you learned in that?
The James Pulver fight, I learned how it is under pressure from mostly myself and just everything about training. We can talk here for an hour about it.
Take me through this fight now. You were very patient. First round, you just kind of took your time. The second round, tell me how you got to the point to get on the mountain.
My corner man, he won the corner man contest. He's a great guy to have in your corner. Look, I won tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, the second round, I knew. My sponsor is Rockstar, Nobu Nyao, American Kickboxing Academy. Everybody in Hilo, I love you guys. All the sponsors on my back, everybody in Hilo who sponsored me. Okay, the second round, I was just gonna put it away. It's taking my time too much. I want to get out of here, leave here.
BJ Penn's back, Mike. Let's go back to you.
Ryan, thank you very much. BJ Penn getting many things in his time with Ryan Bennett. Of course, he introduced to you our cornerman for the day contest winner, Jesse Munoz. Jesse in the victorious corner here. We congratulate Jesse Munoz. I hope he has enjoyed the experience.
This fight is in the heavyweight division, consisting of 3 5-minute rounds. Now entering the octagon is a submission fighting expert with a mixed martial arts record of 3-2-0. Standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 222 pounds. Fighting out of Kanagawa, Japan. Please welcome Tsuyoshi Kosaka.
And we have Tsuyoshi Kosaka, better known as TK. Well-versed in submissions, great endurance, excellent throws. He's even thrown people like Randy Couture in the ring. Do not overlook this man's judo. Black belt in the Kodokan from Japan, and has great endurance. Trains with Maurice Smith, known for his endurance.
In Japanese, Tsuyoshi means brave man. And that is one brave man. We saw him show all his guts in the loss to Boss Rutan. And he returns, does TK to the octagon for the first time since 1999.
Yep.
Now entering the octagon is a Machado Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu expert and a wrestling and kickboxing expert with a mixed martial arts record of 8-1-0. Standing 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 250 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Please welcome Rico Suave Rodriguez.
Rico Rodriguez sporting the Fairtex vest. We've seen him several times in the octagon, and each time he improves he's a submission wrestling champion. He improves those stand-up skills. And he says his endurance is improved. Training and boxing with Don House. And of course, that man on the right of your screen, UFC champ, Tito Ortiz.
The light heavyweight champion in the corner, team punishment, represented tonight by Rico Suave Rodriguez. He has been vocal prior to this fight, as usual, but he wants to back it up and move to 4-0. Tail of the tape, Rodriguez against TK. TK is 8 years older. Rodriguez has a reach advantage. He comes in just under 250 pounds. Maurice Smith told me to watch out for the new and improved TK guard. This is a great matchup in the heavyweight division. TK Tsuyoshi Kosaka. Extremely popular in Japan, extremely well respected around the world. The heart of a lion, and the fans have traveled overseas to support TK Tsuyoshi Kosaka. Josh Barnett in the corner of Kosaka. Team synergy with Maurice Smith. John McCarthy will be our referee in this matchup. Maurice doing a little house cleaning as Kosaka gets set. Mo will do it all. And there's Rodriguez.
All right, here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on. Come on, guys. Show your stuff.
Rico has been a headliner here recently for many of his statements. He wants to make a statement here inside the octagon tonight.
And TK with a takedown. Wanted to go for that throw. Rodriguez looking to make his impact in the heavyweight division. Frank Mir sitting alongside us. Also in that division, and Rodriguez gets himself to his feet and a big knee to the midsection.
Now Rodriguez has defeated Orlovsky, Pete Williams, and Jeff Monson. One by referee stoppage, two by TKO, so really all by TKOs. And Rodriguez, a self-promoter, there's no question about that. What a likable guy is. Oh, down TK. Big time throw there against the judo expert.
Very impressive. Good wrestling.
And how's that for a twist of styles there? Rodriguez had him at his feet about 3 feet off the air, landing viciously on the ground.
Rodriguez is so well trained and so experienced from training in Tokyo with Sakuraba and being the only American member of the Takada Dojo team to Tito and Chuck Liddell, and look at him try to work here. TK looking for an arm of Rodriguez to Mark Kerr and then the Machado brothers now in Las Vegas.
A big weight advantage, and he utilizes that weight. There's a forearm shot in the face of Kosaka. Watch him push off on the face and just let it roll down with that forearm.
Rico says he's definitely looking for a submission. Former Abu Dhabi champion. Beat Nogueira there on one of the occasions his trip overseas when he tapped. So we know his submissions are excellent.
Looking for the Americana. Top wrist lock.
Kosaka is not a hard man to break. You have to wear him down, and look for that opening.
TK not utilizing the TK guard. Full mount now for Rico Rodriguez. Trying to get the arms inside to deliver some punishment from this member of team punishment.
Kosaka going for the leg lock. Rodriguez gets out.
Rodriguez wants to keep it down, and he comes right in on TK again.
A little unorthodox move there from TK to escape the mount. Almost looked like he put his foot in danger, and in turn he went for Rico's foot. Impressively got out of the mount, but now he's in the side, cross side.
Only loss in his mixed martial arts career. Rodriguez, that is, was the first fight of his career against Bobby Hoffman. He's reeled off 8 straight victories since. Looking for arm. Does he have it? TK spins out of it. That was so close.
He is notorious for those beautiful escapes, and that is a prime example of don't count Kosaka out.
You could see the grimace on the face of Kosaka.
A lot of impressive escapes tonight when it comes to submissions, aren't we?
Well, you brought up Houdini early. Some part of him or his aura is in this building tonight, Frank.
That was a very tight arm bar, done textbookly correct, and somehow TK found a way to jump over the leg and come up and reverse it.
Good round one for Rico Rodriguez.
I think the weight is definitely going to come into play. Rodriguez great at basing himself out, utilizing his weight. Sometimes it can feel like 500 pounds is on you instead of 250.
Now, Kosaka's conditioning always one of his advantages. I think TK might, in the back of his mind, think survive early and try to work what could be a fatigued Rico Rodriguez. But Rico, tireless here.
Full mount.
First round so far. TK showing some flexibility there, trying to get out of the full mount, but could not do so.
Oh.
Rodriguez delivers a bomb.
He's looking for the arm bar. Here we go.
Rico loves submissions. So at a time where you think he might just ground and pound, that not the case. And look at TK try to spin out of it again, and he does. Great flexibility by Kosaka. And TK with combination.
Party with the right. He's got to watch out because Rodriguez threw him from here just a few minutes ago.
Not that time. At least the first attempt.
And be careful expending all of that energy. It takes a lot to lift a man like Kosaka off the ground.
Now the round's going to conclude. Rodriguez should get many of the votes. Online scoring, www.ufc.tv.
Good recovery from Kosaka.
Really good job. Really good job. You want some water?
Definitely going to be able to test Kosaka's endurance here.
All right. Good job.
Pretty much all the first round, he ended up underneath of a very much larger opponent than him.
Good job, baby. You're doing good. You're doing really good. Hey, when you get the mount, when you try to point your head over, scoot your head forward. Come on, top, over the fucking elbows. You know how Tanner does it? How he comes over the top? Same
This
deal.
is UFC
Come on,
high impact, not UFC throwdown, isn't it? Looked like UFC throwdown a moment ago, though.
Either one of those works when it comes to this. You see Kosaka, this is where he likes to be, but Rico picks him up and just launches him with a big slam. And here's that beautiful escape. Spins completely the opposite way, tucks his head back through, and gets to his knees. Incredible.
TK, though, looks no worse for the wear here after round one. Rodriguez taking the 60 seconds to recover. Good first round for Rico Rodriguez. Round two.
Oh, good takedown by Rodriguez. You would think the longer this fight goes, that it would favor the lighter Kosaka. Kosaka is known, he can go just as long as you want to. That's going to be a big advantage for him, and Rico's got to carry that extra weight around.
That Washington Institute.
Looking good, looking good.
Maurice Smith and TK and much of the team synergy. Fighters work out in world renowned for the ability to give them that little bit of an advantage with their conditioning.
Kosaka a little bit of, nice sweep. But recovery from Rodriguez, and there's a combo.
And another one by TK. Rodriguez wanted nothing to do with the stand-up game there.
Which actually, I have to tell you, kind of surprises me. He's worked extensively on his stand-up. For him to, maybe he sees really an advantage that he wants to exploit on the ground rather than going for anything on the up top.
You know, most fighters love the knockout. They want that big hit. They want that highlight reel, if you will. For Rico Rodriguez, that can be said, but I think in Rico's mind, and I've talked to him about it extensively, a great armbar or a leg lock or a choke, he sees that as his version of the knockout.
I have to agree there. I'm also in the same line of thought as Rico, being a primarily a strong jiu-jitsu background and influence in my own fight game. So to me, a submission is definitely more exciting than the knockout.
It's as glamorous as you said, if not more so.
I think it takes a little more skill to lock an opponent up, a little more technique, more placement, more timing. I've seen people get lucky and knock someone out. I've never seen anybody get lucky in trying something.
Great point. Listen into the corner and Tito Ortiz.
Rain forearms, rain the forearms down, Rico.
Drop it.
Forearms, Rico, forearms. One after another, one after another.
Punish him.
Come on, Rico. That's it, that's it.
Come on, work.
Again, Rico.
Tito calling for the forearms. Rico trying to drain some in on TK.
Work the eye.
Keep it up.
Looked like Rico's going for his face smother there. Really not at a, does not really submit a lot of opponents, but will drain a lot of life out of you. You can't breathe for 5-6 seconds with this style of a fight, and you're going to feel it.
And those forearms are taking their toll on the right side, or the left side rather, of Tsuyoshi Kosaka's face. You know, we spoke of submissions ago. In some organizations such as Shuro in Japan, submissions, catches as they're called, you get the arm fully extended or a choke in, just, oh, there's some forearms. If you get a submission closely, it's just as good as a knockdown in boxing.
There's some raining of rights and lefts. Rodriguez, Kosaka trying to defend. McCarthy right on top of the action. Still plenty of time. Can Kosaka intelligently defend himself? Or Rodriguez, and he does! Rico Rodriguez is 4-0!
Stay right there. Good job.
Another TKO for Rico Rodriguez.
Good morning, Ethan. Thank you. We're getting him in for some stitches.
Now Rico has talked about title shots. And talked and talked, as he will admit, about title shots.
We don't have a thank you, sir.
Yeah, all the time. He talked the talk, got to walk the walk. He ran again, didn't he, Jeff?
He's doing it. I mean, Kosaka, a very resilient fighter. Was giving Rico a lot of trouble throughout that. Once he got that dominant position and started raining the forearm shots and raining the punches down, here we see it one square on the chin. Kosaka continually defending himself, trying to buck him forward, buck him off, but to no avail, as there you see it. And Big John right in on top of the action, stops it. Another look at it. Shot after shot. Although he is defending himself in the best interest of the fighter, Big John McCarthy steps in, breaks it up, and we have a winner in Rico Rodriguez.
He is 4-0 inside the octagon. For the official word, the veteran voice of the UFC, Mr. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has stopped this contest at 3 minutes, 25 seconds of the second round. For the winner, Rico Rodriguez. Let's have a big hand for Tsuyoshi.
And there is that respect. I don't think that kind of respect is seen in any other sport than the sport of mixed martial arts. They'll go out and have a drink later tonight and call it a game.
You got that right. Rico Rodriguez, the victor, is upstairs with Ryan Bennett.
All right, guys, he is undefeated. Rico Rodriguez, another win, another impressive win. Not many guys have ever finished TK. Rico, tonight is your night. You finished him. What a big honor must be for you tonight.
Guys, I just want to say thank you, TK, for taking this fight. He's truly an unbelievable fighter. He's fought all the best champions, only lost to them. But real quick, I want to thank all my sponsors. I want to thank everyone who helped me for this fight. John Lewis at JSEC, Mark Lehman, Marvin Eastman, Saul Solis, Machado Brothers, Tito Ortiz, Fairtex, Bob Carmel, Renaissance Personal Training, Colin Oyama, and most of all, my big boy, Don House.
We'll leave anybody out. We're okay? Okay. Let's talk about this fight. A big slam in the first round. You almost had the arm bar, and then he came back. How'd you finish him?
I just knew that he was awesome at submissions, and I knew that he was so slippery and so technical. It was hard to get it, and he was so devastating. But right here, I just worked the elbows. You can see, I knew that I could get the mount. I knew my mount was devastating, and I just knew if I teed off right, I'd get it.
Rico, what's next now, man? You're undefeated in the octagon. I know you feel like you're ready for that title shot.
Come on, everyone knows it's me and Couture in July. I'll see you guys there. You'll watch me live, because that belt is mine, and it's on lease, and I'm owning the son of a bitch.
There you go, Rico Rodriguez. He wins tonight. Mike, back to you.
Well, Frank Mir, your thoughts to that comment?
he's definitely paying his dues. That's what I'm up there doing right now. He's 4 fights into the UFC. I'm 2 fights. He's definitely going to be the first one to get a title shot, and rightfully so. Undefeated, beaten some decent opponents. Kosaka is definitely not a pushover. Very respectable win.
And he adjusted his style. He wanted that submission, as we talked about. He knew, as he said, TK was slippery, Jeff, and so he said, you know what? I'll go ahead and ground and pound, and that ended up being the decisive factor.
Yeah, why risk it? If a guy's slippery, often, you know, when you train, you get sweaty, you train a long period of time, you slip out of things. If you don't have it, don't go for it, and work with what you have, and that is what Rico did.
Well, 4 great fights in the books, and 4-0 is Rico Rodriguez as he exits the octagon. Coming up next, tonight's main event, the title fight between the champion Murilo Bustamante and the undefeated challenger Matt "The Law" Lindland. UFC Middleweight Championship on the line right here at UFC High Impact. Now, a great night here in Bossier City, Louisiana, as we are in the Deep South, and Rico Rodriguez has shown the depth of his skills once again. But now it's time to turn our attention to the featured matchup. We welcome you back octagon side. Mike Wilbert with you on this UFC, and tonight is the night where Matt Lindland hopes to prove that truly in life the 3rd time is a charm, as Lindland has a chance to once again become a world champion. He finished 2nd in the Olympic Games. He finished 2nd in wrestling in the World Championships. He wants to be 1st, and he wants to be the man with his arm raised tonight. When he gets finished, he hopes, with Murilo Bustamante. Let's check out our middleweight contenders. Bustamante, of course, at the top of the list right now. Our contenders are ranked by Full Contact Fighter magazine. You see Bustamante, Jeff, and Matt Lindland. We cannot leave out Dave Mene.
There are many guys moving their way up. Mene is still in there. He's recovering with an injury. Paulo Filho, Minowa of Pancrase, and tonight we have seen Phil Baroni, Ivan Salaverry. The list could go on of fighters coming up in this 185-pound division.
Matt Lindland set to take on Murilo Bustamante. Middleweight championship of the UFC is on the line. As a 4-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu absolute national champion and former Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion, Murilo Bustamante has always set goals high for himself and then surpassed them. With a 10-1-1 mixed martial arts record, he claimed the UFC middleweight belt with a knockout of Dave Mene at UFC 35 Throwdown. Now, in his first title defense, Bustamante is looking to prove he belongs at the top of the UFC, and he's out to confirm his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighting style can outfight any opponent.
I train hard all the time. I train boxing, I train grappling, I train jiu-jitsu a lot, and I train some takedowns, all kinds of techniques.
For Bustamante, his opponent is not just any fighter. He's the silver medalist from the Sydney Olympic Games, wrestler Matt "The Law" Lindland. And Lindland has been charging up the ranks of the UFC with a vengeance. Taking out respected fighters has become second nature to Lindland. He's handed defeats to Anjo, Baroni, and former UFC champion Pat Miletich. For Lindland, this is his chance to shine in the octagon and walk out a champion.
Murilo Bustamante is he's an interesting fighter. He's got great submissions, and more recently I've seen his stand-up is pretty good. I mean, he's knocked some guys out, and I thought that was a big fight for him to beat Dave Mene.
It's amazing. I don't know. It's like a dream. All my life I try to change, take the one belt of the ultimate, and now tonight I'm gonna do my best.
I enjoy it. I think this is fun. I mean, getting in a cage and shutting the door behind you and just getting in there and competing. It's a lot of fun.
I'm ready. I know.
Up next, the fight of the night, Matt Lindland versus Murilo Bustamante for the Ultimate Fighting Championship middleweight title. Just to clarify, Murilo Bustamante certainly is not afraid to fight. In fact, he loves to fight. He looks forward to the challenge tonight. When I talked about him not wanting to bring the belt, it's quite simple. He cherishes that belt. He loves that belt so much he does not want to lose it. You know what? He doesn't have to lose it. What he needs to do, though, tonight to keep it is defeat Matt the Law Lindland. My question to you, Jeff Osborne, can he do that?
He has the tools to do it. Jiu-jitsu versus wrestling, but it's not only jiu-jitsu and wrestling. There's boxing skills that have came out of both men. Lindland's ability to finish has excelled like more than any of the other wrestlers, and Bustamante, I don't know what could come out of this guy. I thought he was just a jiu-jitsu guy.
Now, he said at one point, Jeff, 100% Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but as you said, top of the show, it is more than that, Frank. It's 100% Brazilian jiu-jitsu and then another 100% boxing ability. But with Matt Lindland, I mean, this is his time again. This is his chance. You talked about it top of the show. What can he do? What does he need to do to neutralize Bustamante and walk out finally a world champion?
Take him out of his element. I mean, if you can control where the pace of the fight is going to be, then you can control where you want it to be, and that's what Lindland is going to have to exploit. The fact that he is going to be the stronger man in the clinch and decide whether this fight will go to the ground or decide maybe this fight will stand up. Where he wants to be, I might not know. Bustamante seems to be a very dangerous striker, and as we all know, a legend on his way in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Awesome submission artist.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It's really a chess match, really a great matchup, and what Frank said is true, because it's interesting. Matt Lindland has said, tonight I want to impose my style on my opponent, and if he's able to do that, he could pull off the victory. If not, Murilo Bustamante will wear the Brazilian flag proudly around his shoulders at the end of a potential 25 minutes one more time and keep that belt in which he cherishes so much. We have come to the time of the night for the title fight in the middleweight division here in Bossier City, Louisiana. Lindland and Bustamante.
And the role of the challenger will be played by Lindland. He is hoping that second place does not happen as it's had in the Olympics. Tonight, he has a test ahead of him. Does he want to take Murilo to the ground? Does Murilo want to stand? We will see in just a few moments. An Olympic silver medalist likes to work in the clinch. He's been very effective, and now his will to win is greater than ever.
Now the sports books have Lindland the favorite, albeit by a slight margin, over Murilo Bustamante, who presently is the middleweight champion here at the UFC.
I'm going to ask you if you're ready. I'll ask him. I'll tell you, let's get it on. Okay? Protect yourself.
Murilo Bustamante, Jiu-Jitsu world champion, Jiu-Jitsu legend, but also he has a great set of hands on him, proving that by knocking out the champion Dave Benet to gain the championship that he has now, that he is putting on the line to defend.
Murilo Bustamante had a finger that was infected on his right hand. Frank, will that finger be a factor in tonight's matchup?
I don't believe so. Finger injuries are not going to incorporate too much of a problem into his grip. As you can see, you have 4 fingers and a thumb. If he had a problem with his thumb, definitely a problem with his grip. But having only 1 finger injured, you have 3 more that will easily take over and compensate. People have competed countless amount of times with a broken finger, broken toe, and all they do is tape it. As far as the pain is concerned, we all know that what you might feel when you're sitting down on your couch watching TV, you're not going to feel when you're inside the octagon.
And they tell us that Murilo Bustamante's finger is healed. We just wanted to give our fight fans the update on the condition of Bustamante. Tail of the tape, championship fight here tonight. 35-year-old Murilo Bustamante against the 31-year-old Olympic silver medalist Matt "The Law" Lindland. A belt is on the line. For the official introductions for this, our featured matchup, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this UFC championship bout is sanctioned by the Louisiana State Boxing Commission with Mr. Buddy Empinado Jr. and Mr. Alvin Topham, commissioners in charge. Our judges at Octagon side are Mr. Jeff Mullins, Mr. Nelson Hamilton, and Mr. Marcos Rosales. This event is sponsored by the Gordon Biersch Brewing Company. Beer like it ought to be. And now, it's time to rock the octagon. This fight is 5 rounds for the UFC Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, the challenger. Standing to my left, he is a wrestling expert and a USA silver medalist in the 2000 Olympics. He holds a record in mixed martial arts of 7-0-0. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Eagle Creek, Oregon, please welcome Matt "The Law" Lindland. And now, introducing the fighter standing to my right. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu expert with a mixed martial arts record of 10-1-1. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. He is the UFC Middleweight Champion of the World. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Murilo Bustamante. And when the action begins, our referee in charge is Big John McCarthy.
Will the third time be a charm, or will Bustamante prove once again that he is a champion?
Middleweight championship of the world. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on!
Here we go. Scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. The clinch is what Lindland likes the most. Clinch and then hit with the knees, the arms, and everything. Or will he look to go to his basis of wrestling? There's that clinch, though. Anytime he can close the quarters and Frank used the fence.
Definitely, it's another facet to the game that he's using to help him out. His opponent can't back his hips out, which also help you with the takedown.
Score tonight's fight, fans at home watching at UFC.tv. Will our judges be forced to render a decision? Or will one of these men score a submission or a knockout? Referee stoppage.
And the obvious favorite as far as the clinch game is going to go is going to be Matt Lindland. Does he want to take Murilo to the ground? That's where it's not safe for him to go. He's controlling the body, controlling Bustamante on the fence. And a couple of short shots there. Now Murilo switching up.
Definitely, though, if Lindland gets his takedown, he's going to want it to be toward
Good takedown by Bustamante.
This might be a problem. Fighting off his back is not going to, we're going to see what Matt Lindland has to offer.
I'm amazed once again. Bustamante wrestling the wrestler. He boxed the boxers. I am impressed.
Impressive individual.
Now, when he talked about 100% Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, one theory, one question, is this 94? One man said, is that like bringing a knife to a gunfight? Well, you know what? He's got a whole arsenal of weapons. does Murilo Bustamante.
And one thing we also mentioned today as we talked amongst each other is Lindland puts himself in dangerous positions. You can't do that against a guy like Murilo. He will capitalize on the armbar.
Definitely that being the case. Bustamante, if he gets it halfway, he will sink it in. That is his profession. That is what he's good at. That's what he was raised as, a submission artist. Great jiu-jitsu guy. If he gets halfway there, it's going to be a problem for Matt Lindland.
Murilo's got to work his left leg past the legs of Lindland. Lindland just holding on, probably hoping that this fight gets stood up once again, where he can work his clinch.
I see Bustamante going straight to a mount from this position.
If he gets it, that will definitely be interesting to see what Lindland has to offer while being dominated for a chance.
We know he is extremely well versed in submissions too, Jeff. I apologize. Murilo Bustamante, 7 times Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu national champion.
Oh, look out, armbar coming up.
Does he have it?
It's straight.
Does he have it?
It's straight.
There it is. It's over. No, wait. No, you're fine. You're fine. Hold on.
Stop. Time. You're fine. It's your corner. Come on to your corner.
To the corner. Bustamante thought Lindland had tapped.
Oh.
McCarthy says you're fine. That was also close.
Hand was going to the thing. I apologize. Hand's going to the thing. Put your mouthpiece back in.
That may have cost Murilo this fight.
Can't.
I am not sure what happened.
On him, all right? Your hand was going to start to tap. I'm letting the fight go. I'm letting the fight go.
All right, John explained it. He said your hand was going to tap.
Let's go. We're going to start.
Letting it go. He's going to let him go.
Here we go.
Oh.
Well, no reason to believe that Bustamante can't put him back in that position. You see the disappointment on the face of Murilo Bustamante. That would have been a quick armbar finish by submission.
I'm sorry, Mike. That plays a bad middle game against Bustamante. He thought he won. He's already done fighting, and now he has to go back in and fight again in his mind.
I am thoroughly confused. I have no idea what happened.
His arm was fully extended. From our vantage point, we couldn't see if there was a tap happening or what happened.
Now, Lindland shook his head. I wasn't tapping. Of course, what do you expect his reaction to be? But right now, the action continues, and that's what Murilo Bustamante has to understand. This fight is continuing. He's got to work through that momentary disappointment and try to get himself back into an advantage position.
This might not sound the greatest, but I got to tell you from a jiu-jitsu man's point of view, if I straighten your arm once and you dispute the tap, the second time you're not going to have time to tap. I'll make sure that there is no doubt that your arm was taken.
Don't give up the move until the referee tells you to give up that move.
Murilo's being a good guy. You can't really fault him for the fact that he's not out there to maul somebody. But then again, you expect everybody to go ahead and be honorable in the same system.
I understand exactly what he's saying. And Royce Gracie talked about the same thing. When we take the Legends of the Octagon show with Royce. I got you, tap.
You don't tap, you're going to be in trouble.
That's right. So let's see if he can get back to that position, though, because right now, here's the clinch, and a throw attempt unsuccessful, but Lindland trying to do his work now.
Pushing Murilo in against the fence. This is where Murilo came off and got the takedown on Lindland before. Not much time left. And quite in a very controversial first round.
Indeed. Gives him a tap of class, though, and McCarthy will talk to him for a second. He's obviously still a bit shaken up by the hat. And all his cornermen and his supporters here are just talking about what we talked about, Jeff. Now you've got to understand that decision is in the past. Move on and fight on. You still have an opportunity to win this fight.
Get over your mindset. Don't stay in that mindset that, oh man, I just won this fight, but something's happened. You got to get over it and move on. Look at this. Lindland, using his wrestling, hops over into a bad position, leg over, arm extended.
Man, it's hard to tell.
I
don't think he did tap. Now watch the slow-mo, or was he reaching for his hand position?
And then there's a controversy of how many taps counts as a tap. Not sure. Looked as though he definitely had it in his mind he was thinking about.
But the only reason why he got out of that arm bar was because of John McCarthy interfering.
No, that's correct.
Regardless whether he tapped or not, if McCarthy hadn't interfered, the arm would have been broken.
All right, online scoring round 1. A slight advantage given to Murilo Bustamante. Our fans around the world, thanks for participating. UFC.tv. Stay with us as Lindland tries to work the clinch. And down he goes. Another takedown. Wrestling the wrestler again.
What is this guy? Boxer, jiu-jitsu, and taking down a takedown master like Matt Lindland. I don't know what's going on here.
Well, his bio needs to be updated because he is more than Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
I really feel that Bustamante is going to go back for the mount in this position.
Oh, good reversal.
He's going to push him into his guard.
Definitely. He's going to either go for the back or come up for a sweep at this point.
Second round, 5 are scheduled. 5 minutes in duration.
Keep in mind that the hardest job in this business is being a referee. He has the well-beings of those fighters put into his hands. If he sees one is in danger, he's going to react.
Here's Lindland in the top position, but in the guard. Much more comfortable there than he is on his back. And now Lindland happy to bring it back to the feet. Not so much to strike, but to work his Greco skills. Bustamante doesn't mind throwing punches. And he doesn't mind this position either.
Using the hooks with his feet, opening up a guard, looking for sweeps.
Oh, some people criticize a jiu-jitsu guy for going to his back, but hey, why, go where you're comfortable. If you want to take me down, come and do it. But if Murilo wants to be on his back, Lindland's got to avoid being put there.
Hey, criticizing a jiu-jitsu guy for going to his back is like criticizing the Chicago Bears for giving the football to Walter Payton in the backfield. You go with your strengths. And here's the clinch. And Bustamante didn't stay in it long. Really lift him and try to deliver some punishment here, Frank.
No, before that, Bustamante made a correct decision to go ahead and jump guard.
Yep.
Lindland had double underhooks and could have gone for a little bit of elevation on that throw. Only disadvantage of that was the cage is right behind him. Definitely right now, even though he's in the jiu-jitsu man's guard, that cage is going to play in the favor of Matt Lindland.
We spoke of Lindland putting himself in dangerous positions. He was extending his arms moments ago with Murilo. You'll see good wrestlers' hip movement and jiu-jitsu hip movement are not the same thing, but these two guys are definite masters of getting out of dangerous positions.
Now Lindland, so decorated a wrestler for so many years, training exclusively in mixed martial arts only since last December.
And Murilo landed a nice succession of 2 right hands. Looked like it ticked Lindland off a little.
Now there's definitely been some looks here in this round of disgust towards each other. Competitiveness indeed. But the looks have changed in the eyes of these two. The left almost connected there. Lindland loves to use the knees though in the clinch.
But as you can see, Bustamante's looking for that knee. If Lindland goes for the knee to the face with his left leg, Bustamante's going to underhook it and elevate him again for another slam.
He's taken him down twice already. Murilo Bustamante, our champion. 1:15 remains in round number 2.
Question is, can these guys go 5 rounds?
I think yes.
Could be in for a long night for both.
Oh, big right there by Murilo Bustamante. Lindland's okay though. Bustamante, a pro-level boxer in Brazil as a youth. And again, he looks for the right.
And he can't walk in with his hands down like that.
He kind of ducks under, doesn't he, Jeff?
And he came back and threw 2 of his own.
There's the underhooks, but he couldn't latch it on. Under 30 seconds remains in our second round. Another right glances the chin of Matt Lindland. Shaking that one off. Bustamante. Impressive striking skills being displayed in the latter part of this round.
10 seconds, 10 seconds.
Does he have a more diversified game, Murilo Bustamante? than the challenger, Matt Lindland. It would appear through 10 minutes, Jeff.
Yeah, it's like they said, Tito wouldn't be tested until he takes on another wrestler, and I mean, he dominated Vladimir Matyashenko, and Murilo, man, 2 big takedowns.
Third round, step right.
Rushing into the mat. But Lindland again recovers and regains
Hey, you
control.
need to do a little more punching on your way out, all right?
Interested spectator here tonight, Carlos Newton, who will try to win back that welterweight belt against Matt Hughes in our brawl at the Hall in London, England, Saturday, July 13th. Hughes is also here in attendance tonight.
A couple of months away, and from what I hear, tickets are selling pretty quickly in the UK.
Our friends at Sky TV showing a weekly series of UFC fights. We're excited to head to the UK, excited to be on live tonight in Japan, and excited about this matchup. Matt Lindland, Murilo Bustamante.
And this is where the game gets interesting halfway through.
Here we go. Let's get on. Come on.
Bustamante seemed to be very comfortable in his striking at the end of that second round.
Matt Lindland seems to be bleeding a little bit from his nose. Could be a testament to that.
Bustamante is going to take the center of the ring there, Frank, and really try to force the action, it seems.
That, and also because if a takedown does happen as the jiu-jitsu guy in the middle of the ring, you don't have really the cage to attest for. You can go ahead and work more a little bit freely.
And that was a heated exchange there. Both popping back and forth, throwing heavy leather.
Down goes Lindland. Combination by Bustamante. Now he's going to try to finish it. Lefts and rights raining in on Matt Lindland. Can Lindland recover? Can he survive?
Bustamante needs to go for a guard pass at this point. His opponent's dazed.
Lindland is hurt.
Continuing to try to force the stoppage. Lindland. Bustamante still taking the action to Matt Lindland. Murilo Bustamante, a chance to finish it here.
There we go, guard pass.
Oh,
punish him.
Very, very nice, and his arm was trapped momentarily, but look, Lindland with a takedown.
He is in the guillotine though.
Yep.
Bustamante has the guillotine. Arm looks like it's trapped. Still working the guillotine.
There's the tap. It's all over.
Whoa.
The guillotine will sunk the submission. Official this time. And Murilo Bustamante retains his UFC middleweight belt. He can pack the belt up, take it right back home.
What a champion. I'm sitting here smiling on my face because I can't believe what I've seen. Lindland has shown, I mean, unbelievable improvement over the last several fights he's had. And Bustamante, man, I am greatly, greatly impressed with his skills all the way around.
Bustamante did everything we said he was going to do tonight and more. You've seen jiu-jitsu. Had an arm straight, went through sweeps, jumped guard, ended up winning the fight on a submission using the guillotine. The hands that we spoke about were what set it up, dropping Matt Lindland with a powerful right hand. And even out-wrestled the wrestler, in my opinion.
I guess tonight he could be called the criminal because he broke the law. Hate to use a cliche like that, but...
Although it was a good one.
Man.
And disappointment, once again, for Matt Lindland in his attempt to be a world champion.
Let's take a look at what transpired. Oh, a short, powerful right. Sends him to the ground. He is dazed. And Murilo tries to capitalize. A couple of forearms. And here is that guillotine you spoke of, Frank.
Again,
cinches it in.
It is tight. He has the arm, but he's still positioned the left arm around the throat. Good, sharp technique. Jumping guard to secure his opponent, create the base. Right arm is trapped, can't defend. All it's left to do is to tap, as we see there.
And that was a definitive tap and a definitive ending to tonight's championship fight. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner at 1 minute 33 seconds of the third round due to a tap out from a guillotine choke. For the winner, and still a UFC middleweight champion of the world, Murilo Bustamante. Let's have a big hand for Matt Lindland.
He overcame the disappointment of the controversy in round 1, and he won by submission in round 3. Murilo Bustamante retains the middleweight belt. Ryan Bennett.
All right, guys, we are with Matt Lindland. Matt, tough fight for you in that first round. I tell you what, it seemed like you were trying to control him. Everybody wants to know, did you tap in that first round?
No, I started to roll, and I went like this to roll, and I mean, my hand moved one time. And I think he stopped, and then John stopped it, but it wasn't, maybe it would have been, but it wasn't at that time.
Matt, were you surprised how strong Murilo was? Because, I mean, you're a guy that's really went through everybody, but it seemed like you just had a tough time controlling him.
He's got good position, and he's definitely strong. He's a big guy at that weight class.
Matt, what's up for you? I know it's tough to swallow a loss. This is your first loss in the octagon. Is it one of those things you just got to go back to the drawing board and start all over again?
Start over, I don't think, but keep improving. Close, but you know, it happened today for him, and hopefully next time I can do it.
Matt Lindland, very classy in defeat. Let's bring in the champion. He is still the champion, folks. Murilo Bustamante joins us right now. Now, Murilo, you're a striker all of a sudden. I tell you what, man, you're supposed to be the submission guy. I keep seeing these outstanding strikes to finish fights.
I'd like a special thanks for my boxer coach, Claudio Coelho, because he's trained me in Brazil very hard. But I like to fight on the feet. And like, thanks for my team, Brazilian top team, for supporting me. My manager, my partners, Bebel, and Liborio. And for me, it's a dream back here. And one, the great fighter like Matt Lindland, he's a warrior. For me, it's a dream. Thank you a lot.
Murilo, let's show the first round to you. Everybody thought, a lot of people in the building thought that you made him tap. Let's show you it. Take me through it right here on the Jumbotron.
I thought the fight is over there, but it's okay. No worries again. I'm very happy again, and I'll be back.
You will be back, no doubt about it.
I hope so. I'm gonna die here.
Finally, you made no doubt about it in this later round. Like I said, your striking's been so incredible. You're known as a submission guy, but you're so well-rounded. Just take me through that. What did you see that you knew you could land that strong right hand?
I trained boxing since was a kid, and now I train more boxing in Brazil. But I ever likes to fight on the feet. That's it. Thank you a lot.
He's got the belt, folks. No doubt about it. Murilo Bustamante is the best in the world at 185. Back to you guys.
Well, Ryan, thank you very much, and our congratulations goes to Murilo Bustamante. Matt Lindland, truly an honest guy, a credible and respectable competitor. And if he says he didn't tap, I think most of us should believe that. I think all of us should believe that. And Bustamante said no problems. He got what he wanted, and that was the submission. For all the reactions from tonight's matchups and all the forecasts and previews of those forthcoming, log on at www.ufc.tv. Well, a nice night indeed, and next time, Frank Mir, we'll see you at the Brawl at the Hall. We won't see you standing here so relaxed, will we?
No, definitely in the ring that night, challenging Ian Freeman in his own home country. Should be a good fight. Working hard for it. Still trying to prove that I have the right to also contend for the heavyweight championship of the world.
It'll be different than fighting in Vegas in front of your family and friends.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit different. I don't think I'm going to be as well loved over there as I am in my own hometown.
Well, you are indeed. How about this evening? How much did you enjoy the card?
Oh, immense. I can't even start to name the fighters that impressed me tonight, and just the most impressive of all was Murilo Bustamante coming out. The way he did showed us everything he could do. He came out as a striker, a wrestler, a submission artist. The guy couldn't have done anything more, in my opinion. Won by submission. I was impressed.
Hey, nicely done in your commentating debut.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Frank Mir and Jeff Osborne, your final thoughts on what will go down as another successful evening inside the world-famous Octagon.
I've said it 2 or 3 times tonight. Unbelievable. I mean, Murilo has left us all speechless. Don't know what to comment on. There's so many things that we could say about Murilo, but he is the real deal at 185. But look out, Phil Baroni's in there, and Ivan Salaverry with a solid performance. That's going to be a stacked weight division.
Well, the one thing we saw this evening was the opportunity for those to begin to make a name for themselves in the Super Bowl of mixed martial arts. That, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and they did. Some enhanced their names, like Phil Baroni. Some made their name, as Jeff talked about, like Alvin Salaverry, and some kept their name on the championship belt. Murilo Bustamante able to do that very thing. A very special night. We're glad you were with us from Bossier City, Louisiana. A night in which we began with the lightweights. Carl Uno in the octagon this evening against Yves Edwards. Now, Edwards has said that Uno is one of his heroes, one of the men he looks up to. Still, Edwards wanted to use those devastating knees and the reach advantage against the well-decorated Japanese champion. Energy indeed was given out by these two fighters. Uno showing a great display of his wide variety of skills, and in the end, he reigned victorious over Yves Edwards. Jeff talked about it a moment ago. Amar Suloev, Phil Baroni. Baroni speaks it, Baroni shows it. And those big rights into the night of Amar Suloev as Baroni moves up the UFC ladder. Back to the lightweights. Paul Creighton. Could you get a tougher debut than this man? BJ Penn, the prodigy, coming off his championship fight loss. No loss tonight for BJ Penn. He is back, and back with a vengeance. And then the heavyweights. We welcome back Tsuyoshi Kosaka, the man known as TK. He took on the man we know is living the Vida Rico, Rico Rodriguez, with a wide array of striking ability. Ground and pound when the submission wouldn't work, and Rico is 4-0. And in the main event, Matt "The Law" Lindland, a third opportunity to become a world champion against our present world champion. Murilo Bustamante thought he had Lindland early, but in the end, it was this guillotine choke that brings the belt right back home to Brazil, around the waist of that man, Murilo Bustamante. We congratulate our winners, we compliment our losers, and we look forward to seeing you on Father's Day, joined by Hoist Gracie, and then the Brawl at the Hall. For everyone here at the UFC, Mike Goldberg. So long, everybody.